Hallo meine Lieben und herzlich willkommen in meinem kleinen Eckchen hier auf Twitch und wie immer auch ein herzliches Willkommen an alle, die später auf YouTube reinschalten. Wie immer findet ihr in der Beschreibung oder in der Kapitelauswahl die Timecodes für was auch immer wir heute so anstellen. Einen schönen guten Abend. Marikado, schön, dass du wieder dabei bist. So, wir haben beim letzten Mal den Archontenauftrag nicht ganz fertig gekriegt. Zumindest fehlt mindestens noch ein Teilauftrag. Den wollen wir natürlich heute nachholen. Ihr seht, ich bin nicht im Gefängnis. Offensichtlich kann man in diesem Gefängnis ein- und ausgehen, wie man will. Nein, das ist natürlich, damit man nicht die ganze Zeit da eingeschlossen ist und die ganzen Daily Quests verpasst. So. Hab einiges vor heute. Also einmal will ich den Archontenauftrag fertig machen. Wieso bin ich da schon wieder so weit weg hier? So, zum einen will ich den Archontenauftrag fertig machen. Zum anderen müsste der strahlende Ernte auch jetzt soweit sein, dass wir das fertig machen können. Ja, da fehlen noch 3. Ja, die gehen aber ganz schnell. Und da scheint irgendwie so eine Art, ja, nochmal ein Mini-Event danach zu kommen. So ein kleiner Questanteil. Dann gibt es hier noch Dailies einzusammeln. Das nehmen wir mal mit hier. Zack. So, immer so ein bisschen. Ich habe relativ viel Urgestein und Gebete. Das heißt, da können wir heute auf jeden Fall auch nochmal ziehen, wenn ich denn möchte. Oder vielleicht warte ich auch einfach bis zum nächsten Mal, weil irgendwie, ich habe es ja beim letzten Mal schon gesagt, so toll ist dieses Banner aus meiner Sicht nicht. Weil Fischl habe ich komplett, Shinksha habe ich komplett, Diona, gut, letztes Mal haben wir Diona gezogen, das war nice. Und ansonsten sind es halt nur die 5-Star-Charaktere, die ich beide noch nicht habe. Also, ja, jein, vielleicht, eventuell, gucken wir mal. So. Ich würde erstmal den Archontenauftrag jetzt fertig machen. Dann gucken wir, dass wir hier die strahlende Ernte fertig machen. Die geht nämlich auch nicht mehr lange. Gerade auch, weil da wie gesagt, ein Event-Teil noch, so ein Quest-Teil dran ist, woran vielleicht noch ein bisschen erfahren. Ich weiß es nicht, ob der arme Kerl jetzt eingebuchtet wird oder nicht. Und dann, wenn wir dann noch Zeit haben, gibt es einen Weltenauftrag. Ich zweifle ja noch dran, dass wir die Zeit haben werden, aber vielleicht ist ja jetzt gar nicht mehr so viel übrig, dass ich mich dann ärgere, dass ich die halbe Stunde beim letzten Mal noch hätte fertig machen können. Aber ich glaube, letztes Mal ist ziemlich spät geworden. Naja, wie auch immer. So, wo müssen wir denn jetzt hin? Wir müssen wieder ins Gefängnis unter Wasser. Und was müssen wir denn jetzt? Wo müssen wir vor allem hin? Passt das so? Was war denn zuletzt? Tartaglia war verschwunden. Und es gab diese komischen Regeln, die man einhalten musste, sonst passiert was gar fürchterliches, wie ganz komisches Fleisch in seinem Essen und so. Die haben wir natürlich allesamt gebrochen und wir sind davon ausgegangen, dass Tartaglia das auch gemacht hat. Bisher ist aber noch nichts passiert, nennenswert. Außer, dass da jetzt irgendwie dieser Vertrieb hier seine Fonta verteilen wollte, aber keiner irgendwie Interesse daran hatte. Es ist irgendwie sehr weird. Und wir sind auch ins Gefängnis gekommen, weil wir angeblich Kuchen gestohlen haben. Und je mehr ich das zusammenfasse, desto seltsamer kommt es mir vor. Es war letztes Mal schon seltsam, aber jetzt nochmal so zu hören. Okay, gut, gucken wir mal. So, wir müssen jetzt nach unten. Scheint so. Und natürlich meine Theorie, dass hier irgendwie nochmal so eine Stimme unterwegs ist, hatten wir ja schon, als es darum ging, um diese Gerichtsmaschine. Da gibt es eine komische Stimme. Ich bin ja immer noch der Meinung, der Archon hier, das ist nicht der richtige Archon. Hat sein... Ach, der trägt ja sein Herz nicht immer. Sie trägt ja nicht ihr Herz dabei sich. Also das Herz hat sie vielleicht da irgendwo... Ach, keine Ahnung. Ich weiß es nicht. Wir werden es rausfinden. Hoffe ich doch.
Isn't that Vidoc over there? Huh. Is it just Paimon or are there fewer people than usual here today?
Wir werden sehen. So.
Ah. Seeing you at this time must mean you've already saved up a lot of credit coupons. Or at least enough to skip work. Seems you're getting into the swing of things around here.
Mein Ziel ist es, den Herzog zu ersetzen.
Impressive.
Ja, ich bin halt
Very
toll.
impressive.
So, now can you tell us about the hidden rules you know?
Oh ja, noch mehr Geheimregeln.
If that's what you want to know, I guess you couldn't have come at a better time.
Huh? What do you mean it's a good time?
Leonid and those other pesky broke urchins have all gone to work in the production zone. I wouldn't want them listening in without paying up.
We get it. Just tell us already.
So, you know those pipes that make strange sounds? Don't ever, ever go near them at night. Even if you manage to avoid the guards, you might find something even more terrible there.
Oh ja. Lass uns die Röhren angucken.
Something even more terrible? Like what?
A group of cannibals.
Okay, das kam unerwartet.
Cannibals? In the fortress of Méropide?
Every month, they meet a few times in the dead of night. Rumor has it they might be connected to the people that have disappeared here. But what's even scarier is that they have a special proclivity.
Lass mich raten, Menschen essen?
Since they have no way to dispose of the leftover remains, they have ways to transform them into other forms and keep them in the fortress forever.
Verrückt, dann passt das Klo-Emoji ja doch irgendwie. Okay.
Paimon might already know what you mean by other forms. So that's what's going on here. Oh, Paimon's stomach doesn't feel so good.
Oh, stimmt. Wir hatten komisches Fleisch. Ist das wirklich so?
You two look pretty skeptical. No matter. Learning the truth behind dark secrets isn't necessarily a good thing.
Ab in die Röhren, aber ruckzuck.
I've got things to do too. I suggest you just act like I never told you anything.
Okay, sehr weird.
Traveler, can we just trust him on this one? Oh, Paimon doesn't want her blood and flesh entombed here for all eternity?
Selbst wenn das, was er sagt, wahr ist, glaubst du wirklich, dass Kannibalen mir gewachsen sind? Genau.
Oh, so that's how you see the situation. Huh. You know, Paimon does feel a little better about it now.
Okay, dann wie zuvor machen wir uns bereit, eine weitere Geheimregel zu ermitteln.
When will all the secrets end?
Das stimmt allerdings. Paimon, ich stimme dir zu. Kehre zurück und erstelle erneut hier Ermittlungen ein. Okay.
Vidal isn't here, but the guys who went to work in the morning are back. Let's go ask them.
Das sind jetzt die, nein. Oder?
Just stay away from me.
Okay, kein Problem.
What? What are you saying? You shouldn't go around saying stuff like that.
Ich habe doch noch gar nichts gesagt.
What are you talking about? Listen, you should keep your nose out of other people's business.
Okay, kein Problem.
Their attitude sure is suspicious. Like they're trying to avoid us.
Anscheinend versuchen sie etwas zu verbergen. Könnten sie etwas mit den Kannibalen zu tun haben.
But if they're being so obvious about acting weirdly, do you think they might just be trying to lure us in? Oh, this is all getting way too creepy for Paimon.
Gehen wir es aus einem anderen Blickwinkel an. Aus ihnen werden wir wahrscheinlich nie etwas herauslocken. Gehen wir es aus einem anderen Blickwinkel an.
So you mean we still need to investigate some more? Okay, if you say so.
Jetzt müssen wir nach oben. Na, von mir aus.
Hello, Fielding.
What do you want? Criminals like you ought to be working right now. Catch my drift.
Nur um dich zu ärgern.
We just want to ask you a simple question. Have you ever discovered anything odd during your nighttime patrols?
Why are you asking about something like that? Whatever happens at night isn't your concern. All you need to worry about is getting enough sleep.
Well...
Die Sache ist die, nachts hören wir ab und zu seltsame Geräusche.
Right! We've heard it happens a few times every month. Paimon has sensitive ears, so it makes it hard to sleep.
Wir sind erst seit ein paar Tagen da.
Really? I see. But it's not like I'm on duty every night. And now that you mention it, I recall my colleagues talking about something like that before. They say that strange things tend to happen at night on pipe cleaning days. Lots of us don't willingly take those shifts.
Ah ja, und das ist bisher niemandem aufgefallen. Na gut.
So, what happens at night on pipe cleaning days?
And they just conduct regular cleaning of the fortress's drainage facilities. There are 3 pipe cleaning days per month. And it just so happens that today is one of the scheduled days.
So ein Zufall aber
You
auch.
can try to confirm the sounds tonight if you want. And if they're real, then I can report the issue to my superiors for you.
Oh, okay. Then we'll keep both ears out tonight.
And if that's all, then I'll be leaving now. I advise you not to try anything funny, though. Even if I'm not on duty tonight, someone will still be watching you.
Don't worry, we don't want any time added to our sentences. Oh, he left. So what do you think about the pipe cleaning days he mentioned?
Es könnten die Tage sein, an denen die Kannibalen aktiv sind. Es könnte aber auch sein, dass nur die Rohre an diesen Tagen gereinigt werden.
Right, both are a possibility. But Fielding did say that tonight is a cleaning night.
Dann gibt es keinen Grund, nicht selbst die Wahrheit herauszufinden.
Paimon knew you would say that. Alright, sounds like we'll be up all night tonight then. Paimon just hopes the guards don't catch us.
In den Wohntrakt. Dann schlafen wir nur ein halbes Stündchen. Oder warten.
Oh, I'm so tired. But we can't sleep yet. They'll be cleaning the pipes tonight, so it's the perfect chance for us to investigate.
Zumindest müssen wir warten, bis alle anderen eingeschlafen sind. Wenn wir die heutige Gelegenheit verpassen, müssen wir lange auf die nächste warten.
Whatever. Just be sure to wake Paimon if she dozes off. Paimon's worried something might happen if you go alone.
Schläft ja schon fast ein.
Huh? Traveler? Did you fall asleep already?
Okay. Ah. Tartaglias Auge. Wir sehen wieder was. Aha. Aha.
Traveler, come on, wake up!
Ich habe wieder Tartaglias Erlebnis geträumt.
Oh, it looked like you were just peacefully sleeping to Paimon. Well, what did you see this time?
Tartaglia kam durch die Rohre.
Really? So we're finally starting to figure out what actually happened. But what about the cannibals? How do you explain them?
Ich denke, wir werden es bald wissen.
Okay, well, it's about time for us to get moving. Just be careful to avoid the patrolling guards.
Okay. Jetzt bitte keine Schleichmission. Nö, anscheinend nicht.
Shh, careful. We couldn't
anscheinend
let
doch.
the guards catch us.
Anscheinend doch. Müssen wir hin? Auf leisen Pfoten. Ja. Gehen wir mal auf Katzenpfötchen. Da. Gehen wir mal auf Katzenpfötchen. Ach Gott. Ich bin in die falsche Richtung unterwegs.
I hear the voice of fate,
Doch, was?
speaking my name in humble supplication.
Wie weit entfernt muss ich? Ah ja, okay, er läuft weg. Das ist gut. Okay, scheint jetzt nicht allzu aufwendig zu... Oh, da ist einer. Oh!
They spotted us!
Hm. Von mir aus.
Shh! Careful! We'll get in trouble if the guards catch us.
So, nun ist die Frage... Ach so, der zeigt uns hier sogar den Weg, wie wir laufen müssen. Das ist ja doof. Das ist jetzt... Naja, gut.
This should be the place.
Das war jetzt zu einfach. Aber hier gibt's noch einen Teleport.
What? I know you. You were the ones we saw.
Ah, Zufall.
Huh. You've got guts showing up here. You know who we are, right?
You'd better leave now. Ain't nobody coming here to save you.
Hör auf zu bluffen.
What you say?
All die Gerüchte über Kannibalen und Geheimregeln, die wurden von euch erfunden, oder?
Yeah. So what if they were? If you push us, we can make those rumors a reality at any time.
Hättest du eine Mario-Mütze, wäre die wegen der Rohre auch dran gekommen. Wir brauchen unbedingt eine ausführliche Amazon-Wunschliste. Und du dann eventuell irgendwann ein Einkleidezimmer für Kopfbedeckungen. Oh Gott, gut, dass ihr keine Adresse habt.
Hey, what's the point of all those rumors anyway? What exactly are you trying to do?
I don't have to tell you anything. If you turn around, go back to the dormitories and act like you never saw anything, then I'll pretend that you never showed up here.
Yeah, scram. Nothing worth seeing here.
Okay. Etwas ruft mich. Ich muss gehen.
Huh? What did you say?
Isn't that exactly what Boss said when he left?
Boss? Okay, Tartaglia ist der Boss.
Hey, do you know our boss?
Ja, er ist Tartaglia und bekannt als der Graf.
Whoa. We had no idea our boss was such a big deal. He always kept his identity a secret. So, did he have you come here to find us?
Natürlich.
Oh, so your child's crew here? Seems like he had no problem fitting in.
Wir sind hier, um herauszufinden, was mit ihm passiert ist.
We're the only ones who heard him say those words when he left that night. So unless he somehow told you those exact same words after that... All right. I guess that's proof enough for me. I believe you.
Wow, those dreams of yours sure come in handy.
We gave him the business for a while and would always give him a hard time when he first came to the fortress of Méropide. But here in the fortress, the strong will always earn respect. He was working the longest hours and racking up wins in the Pancration Ring. You could always see how amazing he was, even when he was teaching us a lesson. So eventually, we all decided to follow him.
But one day, he suddenly told us that he had to find a way to escape this place, no matter the cost. He said it was because he heard that call again. And as his crew, if the boss wants something, then it's our job to get it done.
Natürlich.
So, we got to work and used the hidden rules that were here to make up and spread the rumor about the cannibal rule. We just wanted to give him a better chance of escaping on a night after the pipes had been cleaned.
ganzen Gerüchte, damit er entkommen kann, aber...
Oh, thanks to your rumor, nobody would want to come anywhere near here, prisoner or guard. Wow.
Ach so, das ergibt natürlich absolut Sinn.
But has a child already escaped? Why are you all still coming here after pipe cleaning day?
Because as far as we know, the pipe he went into isn't actually an exit. It should be a dead end.
Mm-hmm.
It leads to an abandoned factory area, and even if there were a way to escape from there into the sea, we're still way too deep. No one could ever reach the surface alive. But Boss still insisted on going in. It's like he was obsessed about it. So we told him that we'd pretend as if he never existed while he was gone. And that if he wanted to come back, he should wait for nighttime on a pipe cleaning day. That way, we could meet him here and help cover the whole thing
okay,
up.
das ergibt Sinn. Das ergibt wenigstens halbwegs Sinn.
So you come and wait here through the night a few times a month just because of that promise?
Natürlich.
Yeah,
Logisch.
but it's been so long now. We already know in our hearts that he must have managed to escape somehow.
Is it also possible that something unfortunate happened to him?
Nothing could ever defeat Boss or slow him down. It's one thing we know for sure.
Okay. Paimon was just brainstorming possibilities.
Könnt ihr uns dorthin bringen, von wo aus er gegangen ist?
All right. Keep quiet and follow us.
Okay. Zum Teleport kommen wir jetzt hier nicht, ne? Nee, der ist irgendwie noch ein bisschen weiter oben. Ich kann schon wieder die Pfoten ausziehen. Didi. Tada. Ah, kann nichts einsammeln. Mist.
The way up from here has been sealed off. It's impossible to get through. Boss left by going down from here. It wasn't full of water at the time. Later, we came back hoping to have a look. That's when we found out it had been completely flooded. It's impossible to navigate unless you're an extremely skilled diver.
Do you think Child got trapped by the water?
Oder er hat irgendwo eine Öffnung gefunden, wo das ganze Wasser reingekommen ist.
Not likely. We all know that Boss was an incredible swimmer.
Ich kenne einen guten Taucher.
Really? Then have him come investigate. Pronto. Just be sure to tell
Naja,
us
ich
if you get
glaube,
any
der ist nicht
news
hier
about
unten.
Boss.
Oder? Ach doch, der ist auch da. Stimmt.
It's getting late. We should leave before the guards come this way.
Yeah, we learned a lot about what happened to Child here. Let's get going.
Da machen wir erstmal ein Nickerchen.
We finally learned some key information. Seems all of our investigative work has finally started to pay off. When you said you knew a diver, you were talking about Freminet, right? If we ask Lyney, he'll definitely have Freminet help us. Ugh. Why is Child like this? What was he doing going into the pipes? Fortunately, though, it seems like it's only a matter of time now before we find out what really happened. Now that we can finally relax, I'm starting to feel super sleepy. Let's try to get some rest while we still can. Nighty-night, traveler!
Night-night. Was?
It's morning already? Paimon still needs more sleep.
Oh nein, es gibt direkt im Anschluss einen neuen Archontenauftrag. Nein! Benutzen wir einfach ein paar Tauschscheine und belassen die Arbeit heute sausen. Machen wir den Morgen blau.
Huh? Wait, look over there! Isn't that... It's one of Lyney's cards!
Du hast recht, ist schon eine Weile her, seit wir das letzte Mal Kontakt hatten.
Let Paimon see what's written on it. Maybe you haven't heard, but today is the monthly free day. Everyone has the day off today, which makes it the perfect time to do some investigating.
Aha.
It's been a while since we last talked. Have you been making any progress lately? Let's meet at our usual spot in the factory area before lunchtime. I have new information. Ooh, today's our lucky day. We have the day off. from the sound of it, Lenny's been making progress with his investigation. Wonder what he's discovered. We still have some time before we meet up. Let's talk with the people here for a bit more before we go.
Tatsächlich, es gibt einen neuen Abschnitt. So viel zu meinem Plan. So viel zu meinem Plan, das jetzt schnell fertig zu machen und vielleicht noch einen Weltenauftrag hinten dran zeigen. Okay, das knicken wir dann mal getrost. Es hört nicht auf. Es hört einfach nicht auf. Oh, aber die Mission haben wir schon mal voll. Schön. Ah, dafür gibt es auch was. Warum auch nicht? Also, ich glaube, wir können ziemlich beruhigt noch einmal ziehen. Einmal eine 10er-Ziehung dranhängen. Führe freie Ermittlung durch. Na gut.
Look, there are some people talking over there. Let's listen in on the conversation.
If you ask me, those pompous parasites on the surface act like they're all a bunch of aristocrats. Do any of them give half a hoot about a bunch of dogs like us?
Hey, speak for yourself, mate. I'm no dog.
Das hat er ja auch nicht gesagt.
Oh, you think you're special or something? If you're here, then you're just a convict like the rest of us. I've heard that even if you're released after serving your sentence, going back to life on the surface ain't any better. Once a criminal, always a criminal.
I don't buy that.
Hey, how cool would it be if the whole world was destroyed by a giant flood and everyone had to start over from nothing?
What kind of filthy bilgewater are you spewing? I have family up there. You best shut your sewer hole with talk like that. Listen, things ain't so great on the surface, but who says that you have to leave? I've heard that you can still stay here and work even after you've served your sentence. Not bad if you ask me.
Hast du gehört? Das muss ich besonders laut sagen, damit du es auch verstehst.
Who wants to live in the ruddy overworld anyway?
And what makes you think they want to hire someone like you? It's one of the great mysteries of the universe, how someone as useless as you is so confident.
Whoa. Sounds like they're really unhappy about the overworld. Speaking of which, Paimon never heard anyone use the words overworld or underworld when we were living up there. Is it only something the inmates down here say?
Unzufriedene Gefangene sind echt nichts Ungewöhnliches.
That's true.
Aber Tartaglia ist doch jetzt einfach da verschwunden. Warum müssen wir weiter ermitteln? Wir brauchen jetzt doch einfach nur einen Taucher, habe ich gedacht.
There's a group of people over there. Let's go listen in.
So I said, that's not a faucet. Hey, who are you two? Why'd you come over all of a sudden?
Wir sind zufällig vorbeigekommen.
Oh, sorry for eavesdropping. Sounds like you were talking about something private.
What's the matter? They're just looking to join in on our fun, that's all.
Hey, don't pretend like it's okay for them to just interrupt us like that. Fine. You're lucky we don't mind extroverts that much.
Ihr seid voll nett.
You hear that, Quisto? But nice!
Your expressions tell me you're looking to hear some juicy info, am I right? But before that, it just so happens
Ach, so ein Mist
that I
auch.
know you two.
Really? Are we that famous?
You're kidding. How often does anyone get a personal tour led by His Grace himself? Practically everyone was talking about it. Word has it that you also caused quite the kerfuffle.
Oh, es war nur ein kleiner Fauxpas.
A little mistake, huh? I like the way you put it. You see, people with a good attitude can join our group anytime, unlike some of the others here.
Your group?
I'm Quisto, and this is Lavaroon. People usually call us the Bombshell Bros.
Okay.
But don't worry, we're not playing with bombs or anything. It's just that our information is always so explosive, and we blow minds on the regular.
Logisch.
So, you two really like to gossip? Whew, you sure know how to embellish.
No, you don't get it. Knowing intelligence will make things better for you here. For example, knowing who's working with whom, who has the latest rumors, who's not getting along. Wouldn't you like to know all that?
Ah ja, und wie? Komm schon, bitte erzähl mir alles.
Whoa, all this info's worth something, you
Verdammt.
know? You should prove you're worthy of it.
I don't mind him. Quisto's always this way. Just play nice and say something to massage his ego.
Okay, du bist der tollste Hecht hier unten unter Wasser.
The welfare meals. Talk about the welfare meals.
Die Wohlfahrtsmahlzeit letztens war unglaublich.
Right. That meal we had yesterday was super delicious. Paimon can still taste it whenever she closes her eyes.
Is that so? To tell you the truth, I've been helping out with making those welfare meals. I've been working as a kitchen assistant for about a month and a half now.
Okay.
Oh, so you're the one who made those delicious steaks. Amazing. You could be a professional chef.
You are correct. I am a true professional. In fact, I even went to culinary school. Since you like my cooking, I guess that means we share similar tastes. Listen carefully. This little bombshell will help you learn what's really going on here in the fortress.
Hat Lavaroon mir etwa zugezwinkert? Er scheint mir andeuten zu wollen, seid ihm nicht böse, er ist eigentlich ein guter Kerl.
Listen, kids. The power structure within the fortress is quite complicated. The overworlders couldn't care less about us down here. You've already met the one person here you should never cross, the Duke, Risley. He knows more than you think. And if he doesn't care about something, then he often doesn't bother dealing with it.
Those who have the Duke's attention get all kinds of special perks. Even better treatment in the infirmary.
I know who you mean. It's that Jurier character, right? I don't think there's anything useful about him at all. Why does he visit the infirmary practically every day? Is it normal for anyone to be going in and out of there so often?
But did you know that Jurier was a talented researcher from the Fontaine Research Institute before he came here?
I don't care if he was a researcher that could turn dirt into Mora. Once you're in the fortress of Méropide, you're just another inmate like everybody else.
So ist das also. Laut Quisto besucht jemand namens Jurieux ständig die Klinik. Ist notiert.
Speaking of which, the last time I saw him, he was passing by in the corridor with Lorvine. I also heard they started arguing in the library and got into a fight, right? Guess that's just how terrible of a guy he is.
You mean he hit a woman? Wow, I never imagined he was that bad.
But that Lorvine's also quite the odd one, you know? She's always gabbing away, got into a fight with a man, and she also got sent to the infirmary. Come to think of it, I always see her going to the sick bay every couple of days, too.
Wait a second. You don't think?
Do you think could it be that
Wollte
they're
gerade
secretly
sagen,
meeting there to
also,
go on dates?
After all, I do remember seeing Lorvine beat Jurier to a pulp that one time. And we might be overthinking things.
das ist deren Ding. Ganz einfach. Dieser Jurieux hat also mit jemandem Streit, eine Frau namens Lorvine, die auch ein regelmäßiger Gast in der Klinik ist. Ist notiert. Das ist doch schon mal was. So.
Hey, you over there?
Redest du mit mir?
Yeah, you. Say, do you like playing card games?
Oh
You
nein!
know, like Genius Invocation TCG?
Hier spielen die Leute auch?
You TCG players are like mint in the wild, literally sprouting up everywhere.
Hey, come on now. What's wrong with finding fellow Invocation aficionados? Anyway, Care to join me for a game?
Danke, nein, hab zu tun.
All right. No pressure.
But why would you be looking for people to play Genius Invocation in a place like this? Don't people usually come here to fight?
Whether you're throwing down cards or throwing punches, it's all a competition, isn't it? There are lots of card players here in the fortress. When I saw you, I immediately thought, hey, even outsiders from other nations play cards. So I came over to say hi.
Lust auf einen kleinen Plausch?
Sure.
Great! Since you've been here longer than us, you need to flex your seniority a little bit, right? Maybe you could start by telling us newcomers some stories about this place.
I thought you would have already heard everything by now. All right, then. Did you have anything specific in mind? Or do you want me to just pick a topic?
Erzähl mal.
Why don't you pick? We'll let you know if we've heard it already.
All right. Have you heard any strange rumors since you've arrived?
Haben wir?
Then, did you know that there are some people who are always gossiping over in the corner?
Ja. Cousteau und Laverune?
Yes, so you've already met those two. They're quite a pair. They always keep an eye out for the latest happenings and gossip about everything.
Na dann.
I heard that they used to be a chef and a bartender before they were set down here. You know how bartenders are, always chatting with customers.
Good to know.
Let me think. Sounds like you want to hear something a little more tantalizing.
Ja, schon, ja.
Oh, did you know that the Duke was also a convict in the fortress of Méropide before?
Nee.
Huh? Wait, are you serious?
That's right. The Duke was an inmate just like you and me. Seems he was exiled here for committing some crime. Who knows how he ended up rising up to become the warden, though? To go from an ordinary inmate to becoming the manager of the whole place? I'm not gonna lie, I kinda respect that.
Wo wir gerade davon sprechen, was weißt du über die verbotene Zone?
A forbidden zone? Sounds like something that someone just made up. I've never heard of that. Where did...
It's just a rumor we've been hearing, but no worries if you've never heard of it. Do you have anything else you can tell us?
Anything else? Not that I can think of, but I'll be sure to tell you anything interesting I hear next time. You'll have to play a game of Genius Invocation with me first, though.
Okay.
Okay, we've talked to just about everyone, and it's about time for us to go meet Lyney.
Ja, bitte.
According to the card he left us, we should go meet him in the production zone.
Wir brauchen ja dringend... Ach nee, da geht's ja nicht runter. Einen Taucher. Ich weiß schon gar nicht mehr, wie Fischl normalerweise aussieht. Ich habe mich schon so an das Kostüm gewöhnt. So, sind wir bald da hier.
I created.
So. Ist schon was los hier? Ich weiß immer noch nicht, wofür diese Vorrichtungen gut sind. Mit den Knöpfen und so. Tja. Und jetzt? Lernen wir die Sicherheitsregeln. Ah.
Huh? That look in your eyes. You found something?
Ein paar, ja.
Hey, this is no time to be modest. Just tell him we found a boatload of information.
Oh,
As expected of the legendary duo, you have my full and undivided attention. Huh. I'd have never guessed that myself. The rumors swirling about this place are unreliable after all, and Master Child probably went missing because he found a way out. He is a harbinger after all. I suppose he's much more resourceful than I initially gave him credit for. Unfortunately, this isn't enough for our final report to Father. We need to find out Master Child's exact whereabouts. Father told me that even though Master Child said he was just coming to Fontaine for a vacation, he actually had some personal reasons. His agenda might be linked to his disappearance.
Das Wichtigste ist jetzt, ihn zu verfolgen.
His escape route is already flooded, so we'll have to task someone with professional diving skills to chase after him.
Well, when you put it that way, it's obvious that only Freminet would be up to the task.
Ja, bitte.
Bingo! Is he around?
He's working today. Coming here as a group would have attracted too much attention. I'll talk to him about it later.
Mach das. Vielen Dank.
It's the least I can do. We're all in this together, so it's only fair for us to fulfill our end of the bargain. Honestly, I'm far more impressed by you guys managing to collect all this information right under Risley's watchful eyes.
Wir haben's halt drauf.
Collecting information has always been our strong point.
Now, let me think. To find out more information, Freminet will have to retrace Master Child's original route. And if he's to do that, he'll have to set out on the next pipe cleaning day at the earliest. That's 6 days from now. And after that, he'll probably take another 2 or 3 days to return.
You can even estimate how long it'll take for him to get back?
We've been working together for a long time. We know each other's capabilities like the backs of our hands. Traveler, what say you to meeting here 9 days from now? We'll be able to pick up Freminet while we're at it, too.
Uff. Geht klar.
Oh, and there's just one last thing we'd like your help with. Though we can just sit back and wait for Freminet's report on Master Child's whereabouts, we still need to make more progress on the investigation of the Forbidden Zone. Freminet's no master of disguise. Lynette's still working on getting intel from the other areas, and I'll need to spend some time helping Freminet prepare for his diving mission. So, you are the only ones we can count on.
Oh Wunder, oh Wunder.
What do you want us to do? Will it be hard?
Well, I won't call it easy per se, but I think you'll be able to pull it off. Listen carefully. You'll need to find an excuse to get into the infirmary and investigate the room and environs. You've mentioned several sketchy-looking people always meeting at the infirmary earlier, so it probably has something to do with the secret we're hoping to uncover. You've already met the head nurse, so she'll be less suspicious of you. Investigate the internal structure of the infirmary and any active dealings within, and pass those on to me alongside anything else you're able to discover.
Aye, aye.
But also, there's no need to take risks. Don't forget, safety always comes first.
Willst du damit sagen, dass ich eine Amateurin bin?
No, when it comes to intelligence gathering, I'd never consider you to be an amateur. Didn't you say it yourself? It's always been your strong suit. I'll believe anything as long as it comes from you. So, please prove your prowess to me once again.
All right, then we'll head out as soon as we finish our prep.
Let's go our separate ways for now then. Don't forget, we meet here again in 9 days. Stay safe.
Okay.
Hey, stay here for now. Paimon will take a peek. There seem to be several people inside.
Versuchen wir zunächst, sie zu belauschen.
Right. I feel like
It's not impossible.
it's a bit hard to understand them from here. So, why don't we just try to talk to them in person? Let's...
Na super. Wir vergiften uns erstmal selbst. Hallo Ashoka Tano, guten Abend.
Whoa!
are you okay?
Oh my! What's wrong, little one? There's no need to panic. Take a deep breath before you begin. The traveler started complaining of a stomachache, and then nausea, and then collapsed onto the ground. Paimon doesn't know what to do!
Mussten wir uns dafür wirklich selbst vergiften?
Freezing limbs, twitching fingers, and pale complexion? Could it be poison? Let me take a look. Please, lie down over here.
Oh, mein Bauch, solche Schmerzen.
Don't worry, I'll get you to the bed safely. Here, hold on to my shoulder and walk slowly. You can do it, Traveler!
Danke und entschuldigt bitte.
Don't apologize. You're sick after all. Now, please relax. I'm just going to do a preliminary checkup on you.
Mache gerade Sakura-Baumpflege in Inazuma. Die Donner-Sakura sind ja leicht zu knacken mit Noel. Baumpflege. Sigwin holt einige Instrumente, darunter ein Stethoskop, hervor und beginnt mit ihrer Untersuchung. Hoffentlich erhole ich mich nicht währenddessen, sonst schöpft sie noch Verdacht.
I see now. My checkup has confirmed that she's not in any mortal danger. That's our worst fear out of the way. Oh, that's good. But I'll continue my diagnosis of the patient now. Please, relax and take a deep breath.
Sigwin tastet mit ihrer Hand meinen Abdomen ab. Setzt sie etwa Elementarkräfte ein? Ihr Gesichtsausdruck entspannt sich langsam.
Don't sense serious damage to your organs either. Does it hurt when I press here?
Es geht.
And here?
Oh, ja, ein wenig.
Huh? But based on my initial checkup, there shouldn't be a problem here. How strange.
Ach nein, habe ich es mit meinem Schauspiel übertrieben?
What about here? Does this hurt?
Nein, nicht wirklich.
Oh. I understand. So that's what it is. I think you just ate something that disagreed with you. That's all. Nothing too serious. Outside of a pretty bad stomachache when it decides to act up. So that's what it is. Thank goodness it's not anything more serious. And there have been other inmates complaining about the food recently. I'll inform our head chef, Mr. Wolsey, of this problem as soon as possible. Congratulations! The health risk is incredibly low, so you should recover within a couple days. Why don't you take a rest here while I go get some medicine for you? Miss Levine, I'll have to trouble you to help me look after this new patient while I'm gone.
Very well.
And she hopped away, just like that.
Diese Infiltration lief besser als erwartet. Großartig. Nun, es sind nur noch 2 Personen hier. Die Frau, die Sigwin gerade Lorvin genannt hat, ist dann wohl eine der Stammgäste in der Klinik, von der wir gehört haben. Und könnte sich bei dem Mann dort drüben dann um Jurieu handeln?
Hello. So how are you feeling now?
Ich suche nur den letzten der 5 Donner-Sakura-Bäume gerade. Die anderen 4 sind somit bereits entschärft. Ich habe die, glaube ich, schon eine ganze Weile. Ich musste tatsächlich gerade überlegen, was gemeint ist. Aber ja, das ist schon ein Weilchen her, glaube ich. Hallo, wie geht's dir jetzt? Noch immer nicht sonderlich gut. Ich sollte sie nicht ständig anstarren, sonst wird sie noch misstrauisch. Der Mann scheint das bemerkt zu haben. Jedenfalls schaut er auch zu mir.
Her stomach aches really bad. She was stumbling about the whole way here, so Paimon's really worried.
If Miss Sijuin says it's not a serious problem, then there's no need to worry. She's the best medic we've got down here.
But it also looks like she's the only medic you've got down here.
Well, that's true.
What do you mean, that's true? That's really misrepresenting the situation. Of course I can't speak for the whole fortress, but it's not like everyone imprisoned here is useless, you know? Though they may have committed crimes and gotten locked up here as a result, they still know a thing or two about medicine, and they help Miss Sijuin take care of the sick and injured.
Yeah, you're right. But did you have to lecture me about it in front of another patient? Aren't you a patient too? Where did all your energy come from?
That's correct. Sorry, I got a bit ahead of myself.
Are you two also sick?
We've been sick a while. I come back every once in a while for checkups, and to pick up the medicines Miss Siegewien prescribes for us. That's just the nature of chronic illnesses. As for her, you could say she fancies herself as Miss Siegewien's capable helper because she learned a bit of medical knowledge ages ago.
Please watch your mouth, Mr. Jurier. Don't forget that you are the primary reason I have frequent heart palpitations.
Hey, don't start arguing now, please. Keep it civil at least.
Diese beiden scheinen eine ziemlich schlechte Beziehung zueinander zu haben. Und zufällig kommen sie beide zur gleichen Zeit in die Klinik, um ihre Medikamente abzuholen. Aber abgesehen von den beiden ist in der Klinik nichts Verdächtiges zu finden. Die Akten, die auf dem Tisch liegen, scheinen alle Krankenakten zu sein. Und die Kisten, naja, die lassen sich jetzt im Moment nicht überprüfen. An den Wänden ist auch nichts. Aha, Augenblick mal, die Klappe dort drüben auf dem Boden.
Hey! There's no need to fight! Everyone will be released someday, so there's no need to argue over silly things like this!
Möchte die letzte Aktive aber jetzt auch noch allein finden, ohne die interaktiven Map nutzen zu müssen. Wenn die überhaupt verzeichnet werden in dieser, weiß ich gar nicht. Naja, das sind Questgegenstände, wahrscheinlich eher nicht. Aber ich habe sie auch selbst gefunden. Kann nicht so schwer sein.
But...
Release. It's way too early for us to even think about that. And who the heck knows if we'd even be able to continue our previous lives?
Diese Klappe scheint nichts Ungewöhnliches in so einem Raum zu sein. Nur vielleicht setzt auch nur mein Abenteuerinstinkt ein. Aber ist es nicht schon ein wenig seltsam, dass es genau hier so eine Klappe gibt? Ob sich dahinter wohl etwas verbirgt?
Please allow me to end this boring and useless conversation. Oh, and Mr. Jurier, I don't want to see your face here again anytime soon.
And same to you, Miss Lorvine. Anyway, that was more than enough rest for me, so I'm going to get out of this excessively noisy place. See you later, everyone.
Okay.
He just slowly walked off like that?
That's just what he's like. I'm sorry you had to see all of that. I'm Lorvine, and that's... Well, his name is Jurier, but I hope you'll never have cause to remember his name.
You really can't stand him, huh?
I mean, can you blame me? Who would like someone who's as arrogant and obsessed with weird research topics as he is? But there's no need to keep dwelling on him. I'll accompany you two for a while. Miss Siegewien should be back soon, and I'm sure you'll feel better as soon as you've had some of her medicine.
Danke, dass du dich so gut um mich kümmerst.
No, it's nothing.
I'm back! Did you rest like you promised?
Thank you for getting our medicine, Miss Siegewien.
Did you all cooperate with your bed rest? I trust that nobody got up to walk around. Good. Here, this should be 2 days' worth of medicine for you. Take 1 pill now, and then continue your bed rest.
Ja, dann können wir wenigstens uns hinlegen. Wir müssen nicht arbeiten. Sehr gut.
Miss Lorvine, I left in a bit of a hurry just now. Do you still remember if we discussed the color of the pill that you should be taking today?
Welche Farbe?
I remember. You said it should be yellow.
Hatten Sie sich darüber unterhalten, bevor wir hier reingeplatzt sind? Warum erinnere ich mich nicht?
Yellow, huh? I understand. These are yours. Please, make sure to go to bed early after taking them tonight. You'll benefit from a good night's sleep.
Das ist doch ein Codewort.
All right, then I'll also be on my way now. I hope you feel better soon too.
Danke.
See ya!
Das ist doch ein Codewort.
I'm going to fill out your medical record now. you're widely known as the Traveler, right? I just want to double-check a few details, if that's all right with you.
Ich bin mal gespannt, wann die endlich verfügbar wird als spielbarer Charakter.
Those two made quite the commotion just now, so why don't we let the Traveler rest? Paimon can answer the questions instead. So her primary symptoms are abdominal pain, with secondary symptoms of nausea. Is there anything else? That's it. All right then. Is there anything we should know besides to take the meds? No, her base constitution is quite good, so I'm sure she'll recover quite quickly after taking the medicine.
Na dann.
Please, make sure to stick to bland or less stimulating foods. And don't stay up too late at night.
Okay, früh ins Bett.
Paimon will hold the Traveler to that for sure.
Ja, da sollte ich mich auch mal dran halten. Die Schwinn mustert mich eingehend. Es wäre wohl besser, ihren Anweisungen Folge zu leisten und erst einmal ein wenig zu schlafen.
Oh, you're going to take a nap already? Okay then, you get some rest.
Und schon schlafen wir ein.
We've been to lots of places together. She may look a bit under the weather now, but she's actually super strong. So you're the best of companions. Well, don't worry, she'll recover soon. You're awake. How do you feel? You slept for a really long time, but we never left.
Oh, viel besser, danke.
Well, now you can go back without a worry in the world. Remember to take your meds regularly, and remember bland foods. Thank you, Miss Sijuin.
Okay, wir haben jetzt gelernt, hier ist irgendwo eine Klappe. Dann kommen wir des Nachts wieder und gucken nach, oder wie?
Are something. To be able to fall asleep like that and even sleep talk the entire time, you scared Paimon half to death!
Oh, ich habe doch nichts gesagt, was ich nicht hätte sagen sollen, oder?
No, but you kept mumbling things along the lines of, Pyron, don't take my grilled fish, and put down the Adeptus Temptation now! Paimon talked with Sijuin the entire time you were asleep. She seems like she's just a sincere nurse, and Paimon didn't notice anything unusual in the room.
Ist es so, aber ich finde trotzdem, dass dieser Ort etwas Seltsames an sich hat. Die Klappe auf dem Boden und dann noch die Frage, die Sijuin Louverin stellte. Haben sie wirklich über ihre Medikamente gesprochen, bevor wir die Klinik betraten? Und war der Streit zwischen Louverin und Jurier echt oder haben sie nur eine Show für uns abgezogen? Paimon, die Sache ist die.
Whoa, you really are super thorough. All those tiny little suspicious things that Paimon didn't even pick up on.
Okay, heimliche Zettelübergabe.
Today's the day. Let's go meet up with Lyney.
Okay, jetzt bin ich aber gespannt. Aber kommt wahrscheinlich noch so viel, ehe wir endlich zur Lösung kommen.
Did you two run into any trouble over the past few days?
No, we just worked our shifts according to the schedule. Nothing weird happened.
That's good. That means you didn't raise any suspicions when you infiltrated the infirmary.
Na dann.
We've taken a look at the slip you've sent. Freminet successfully left the grounds via the pipes 2 days ago. And as of last night, Lynette has also infiltrated the infirmary after faking an illness.
Wait, why is she getting involved as well?
You already went above and beyond when you scoped out the infirmary. To put it more bluntly, even if we were to view that as something you did in exchange for Freminet's help, you've already done more than enough. Infiltrating a guarded stronghold is a different kind of job from a one-off investigation. We want to avoid using the same faces over and over and reduce the amount of suspicion that will fall on any given person. Lynette also felt like you have already taken the first step for us, so she should be the one to finish the job.
Okay.
So that's what Lynette thinks. Oh, Paimon hopes everything's going well for her.
Ich wäre nicht abgeneigt zu helfen.
Perhaps that's true. You're both very good people, and we've come to appreciate that more than anyone else. Unfortunately, there's still one thing that could get between us, lest you've forgotten. The matter of our respective loyalties. You've mentioned before that you've had some run-ins with the Fatui. I can understand that feeling, so I assume you're just helping us out of the kindness of your hearts?
Natürlich.
Well, everyone could use some more friends. We'll be counting on you to help us in the future, too.
Since I see you as friends, then it's even more important for us to protect you from any peril. Freminet and Lynette feel the same way.
Ich verstehe.
Glad to hear it. Then, let's go check on Lynette before Freminet returns. If everything went well, then she should be wrapping up her investigation right about now.
Is now really a good time to go over?
According to my observations, Sigewinne always spends around half an hour away from the infirmary right before lunch. Lynette knows this as well, so this should be a good time to meet up with her.
Stimmt, davon haben wir auch gehört.
Also,
Stimmt, beim
I'm
letzten
her
Mal.
brother, remember? It's only natural for an older brother to care about his younger sister's well-being.
Okay, then let's head over right away.
Na denn.
Lynette should be here right now. Huh. Strange. Lynette?
As expected, Sigewinne isn't here, but why isn't Lynette here?
Ob sie wohl eine Spur gefunden hat und gegangen ist, um ihr zu folgen?
No, Lynette rarely deviates from the plan. We agreed that if she were to make changes on the fly, she'd find a way to let me know. Unless...
Let's see if there are any clues around here. We can look while we wait for her. Who knows? Maybe she'll be back soon.
Okay.
Naja, vielleicht ist sie da durch die Falltür.
Ah, this is it. We saw it before.
Wait, this thing? It doesn't look like it's been disguised that well. The space behind it is empty. From its size, I don't think it's an entrance that is meant to be taken apart. There's probably a mechanism around here somewhere. Could Lynette have tried to get inside? But if that's the case, she would have contacted me for sure. Let's look around here for some more clues. Don't panic, just take another look.
Nils Gesichtsausdruck. Er macht sich offensichtlich große Sorgen. Keine Panik. Das war wohl wahrscheinlich mehr an ihn selbst gerichtet. Okay. Tja.
None of the beds have any signs of having been slept in. Except that one over there.
That's the one Lynette must have used, right? You said she was pretending to be sick.
She would have said her migraine was having a particularly bad flare-up. Generally speaking, the head nurse would then ask her to lie down and rest, while she left to retrieve the medication.
Aber dieses Bett ist noch ungemacht.
Which means either the head nurse didn't return the entire time from when Lynette laid down up until she left the bed, or the nurse intentionally left it this way.
Ah, das heißt nichts Gutes.
There are some books here and a few files. They all look like medical record. Advanced nursing, How to Raise the Spirit of Your Patients, A Quick Guide to the Psychology of Emotions, and The Meaning of Laughter. These sure are some interesting books. Who knew Sijuin would be interested in these kinds of things? She even has books on understanding people's motivations and feelings. Is it because she's a Melusine? Or does she have a need to understand her patient's emotional state?
Seems quite normal to me. These are skills that would come in handy for a nurse from time to time.
Schon. Aber was sagt uns das jetzt alles?
Hey, you guys, there's a slip of paper.
A slip of paper?
Oh, ein Zettel, ein Zettel.
It's right over here, and there's a bunch written on it too. It reads, out of respect for your usual practices, I'll use a piece of paper or card as the medium to pass on my message. You may consider this as me giving you my best regards.
This is...
Is that all?
Steht noch irgendwas auf der Rückseite?
The back. This is...
Show me. Now.
That look on your face. Paimon's reading it now.
Oh.
Would you care to guess where Miss Lynette of the Fatui could be right now? No. Could she have... Is she already...
Writhsley. Did he deliberately leave the infirmary unguarded to use it as bait?
Wait, you mean he was aware of our goals from the very beginning? But why? We didn't run into any trouble last time, and he also never reached out to us since.
Und warum wurde er erst bei unserem zweiten Versuch aktiv?
Yes, that is a crucial question. Writhsley.
Verdammt.
He doesn't do anything without a clear goal or reason. So this means he had no concerns about your activities from the very beginning. You're not from the same camp as us. You were sent down here by Nervulette, so you have no conflict of interest with Writhsley. We're a completely different story, though.
Warum hat er dich nicht auch erwischt?
I'd like to know that, too. Why did he only go after her? Don't panic. Just think everything over. I have to stay calm. This is not like what happened last time. The situation's different now. Wait, you're right. Wait, but that means... the fact that Freminet was able to leave the grounds... Could Writhsley have let him go as well?
But what does he gain by letting Freminet leave like that?
Ich verstehe jetzt. Tu ich? Er hat Lynette und Freminet beide absichtlich verschwinden lassen.
So he's challenging me and trying to provoke me, I'm sure of it. We never should have sent out Freminet. We had to go through all that trouble to find an opening to sneak him around the guards and into the pipe, and we even thought luck was on our side. If Writhsley let him leave on purpose, then he's probably in a terrible spot now as well.
Lenny's getting more and more panicked. We have to calm him down.
Lyney, beruhig dich.
Don't be like this, Lyney. Freminet wouldn't have left if we hadn't told you about Child. That was our fault.
No. I'm the leader of this operation, and I'm the one responsible for this team. I was the one who failed to protect them. I'll go talk to Writhsley.
Hey, don't be reckless! Traveler, please, talk some sense into him!
Vernunft! Vernunft!
I simply cannot allow Lynette to be abducted again.
Ich kann deine Gedanken nicht erfragen, okay.
I have to go. I'll find a way to get them back.
Okay, Junge.
He's rushed out the door! After him!
Right. I feel like we still have some room to make changes on these details.
Okay, die hat das alles beobachtet.
It's not impossible, but it'll require extensive testing.
Is that so? Very well. Then please be mindful of the time. Huh?
Is someone?
Okay, sie haben
Pack
es mitbekommen.
everything up. Whoever's outside is eavesdropping. They'll probably come in once we stop talking. Someone! Please help! She's sick!
Okay, sie haben mich schon längst bemerkt.
Whoa, are you okay?
too. As expected, they've already found this place. What a delightful turn of events. I like smart people, but I also like playing dumb. I like the feeling of being trusted. Oh my! What's wrong, little one? There's no need to panic.
Die ist ja ganz schön,
before you begin.
ganz schön link.
Being able to read human expressions is quite the useful skill. Wait! Wait! It's no use. We have to catch up to him.
Stopp!
He's already out of sight. How is he so fast?
Ja,
Let's go
gute
head him
Frage.
off at Risley's office.
Glück gehabt. Und gut, dass wir in Fontaine sind, sonst wäre ich jetzt ersoffen.
Come out and face me, Risley!
Aren't we at an administrative office space? Why don't you at least try to follow even a couple rules from the fortress's...
What did you do to my sister?
I ran into the young miss at the infirmary. I'd heard that she was suffering from quite the migraine, so I decided to invite her over for a cup of tea. I do have some teas in my collection that can work wonders against such an illness.
Natürlich.
Stop joking around! Where did you take my siblings?
I have also heard that your performances are quite the spectacle. Miss Lynette would sometimes enter a box filled with water, only to emerge the next second from another place altogether. Maybe she'll appear behind you right now if you were to turn your head.
Is he trying to trick me into turning my head? No, he's probably not looking to attack me right now. All of the hostages are in his hands, and he's even in the mood for small talk. That means Lynette is probably still alive. You knew we were investigating the infirmary from the start, so you deliberately aroused the traveler's suspicions and baited us into continuing our investigation, just so that you'd be able to kidnap Lynette. As for Freminet, no, you probably didn't even interfere with Child's escape. You let him go, so you could purge the Fatui members that we had planted into your ranks.
There was no need to do so. The fortress of Méropide is a pretty pleasant place. Most people enjoy their lives here. The only ones who act differently are those with personal agendas. It was quite easy to identify your colleagues.
You removed our original members and spread the news of Child's escape so Father would assign our team to come down and investigate. Freminet has also fallen into your hands, right? If you're oh so omnipotent and so in control, why would you need hostages?
One correction. Lynette is in my hands right now, but Freminet is not.
He's not. What do you really want?
Lyney!
Oh, wonderful. Everyone is here, so I'll only need to say this once. Thank you so much for cooperating with me.
Wo sind Lynette und Freminet?
Eager and to the point, I see. Alas, only Miss Lynette is currently having a cup of the fortress's finest tea. Although, as per your original plan, Mr. Freminet should also have returned to the fortress by now. But he has neither shown up within my gates, nor has he been taken into any kind of custody. So where do you think he may be right now?
Wait, you can't mean you locked him outside in the sea?
I closed the fortress's gate to the outside world. That's all.
Das ist ungefähr dasselbe?
Freminet's a star diver, so he should be fine, right?
No, we're still here, so he'd definitely try to find a way to come back for us. So we can't assume he might have made a break for the surface.
But why would I do this, you may be asking? To have an audience with you, of course. My intel tells me that Mr. Lyney is a great magician, so it's only natural for me to want to have some cards of my own when it comes to negotiating. Besides, I do recall you mentioning to Miss Lynette that you've always wanted to have a face-to-face meeting with the Lord of the Fortress of Méropide, regardless of whether it was in a personal or a professional capacity. Well, you got your wish.
Woher weiß der das alles?
So, you've been keeping tabs on us before we even set foot in the fortress.
Some of my folks just happened to hear a thing or two, that's all. In any case, I will be straight with you. I was willing to play dumb and turn a blind eye, so we had a pleasant few days playing games together here. But once you started focusing on the Forbidden Zone, all of that. Mr. Lyney, the cards are stacked against you right now. Miss Lynette is in my hands, and Mr. Freminet is still slowly being pickled out there in the brine. You know just as well as I that he cannot last out there forever.
Alter!
You need do but one thing to guarantee their safety. I would like you to contact your superior, and ideally invite her over for a cup of tea with me.
You want to see Father? But why should she bother giving you an audience?
Well, if she cares for the well-being of her dearest children, she should have plenty of motivation to join me for a parents' evening. I've heard that the bonds between the members of the House of the Hearth are like the bonds of family. I don't see why she would refuse.
Why did you think Father sent us to handle the fortress of Méropide? This place is basically a no-man's land. It wouldn't be fitting for anyone as important as a harbinger like Father to come here in person.
Oh, I see. So it's because she doesn't care for my place here. That's such a shame. After all, I've amassed quite the tea collection. I was looking forward to sharing it with her.
Was this the extent of your master plan to get to Father? No matter how much pressure you may put on me, I won't allow you to use us to blackmail her.
You people really are difficult to get along with. All I'm asking for is a face-to-face conversation. Does she truly have no interest in the fortress's secret? Mr. Lyney, you have one last chance to invite your father here. If you refuse...
Lyney!
Warum musst du das tun?
Instead of asking why I'm doing this, why don't you try to see things from my perspective for a second? From the very beginning, the Fatui has been actively infiltrating my fortress. I gave you a warning by cutting off the first few operatives I found, but that only caused you to double down. Had you given up on the fortress then and there, I'd have no reason to want to talk. Mr. Freminet left the fortress on his own, and Miss Lynette tried to pry out my secrets right in front of me. No matter how you look at it, the responsibility for this falls on you.
Na, du hast nur die Tür zugemacht.
I shouldn't ask Father to do anything because of us.
6, 5...
Wait,
2, 1. Time's up. It really is a shame, Mr. Lyney.
Risley!
Negotiations have broken down. Please leave, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for my afternoon tea.
Warte, lässt sich denn nicht nochmal darüber reden?
Yeah, listen to the Traveler. If you can't talk to Lyney, can you at least talk to us?
You do realize that I'm only letting you go because of Neuvillette, yes? You're here helping him out, and I've already done my best to stay out of your way. But that doesn't mean you can just do whatever you want. The fortress may be small and remote, but it still has its own set of laws.
Bitte verschone Freminet und Lynette. Aber bitte, bitte.
Then how about this? Those who are capable deserve respect. You've spent quite some time investigating my home turf by now, so why don't you tell me a thing or two about what you found? I'll ask you 3 questions. Answer all of them correctly, and I'll agree to your request. Question 1. Regarding the hidden rules of the production zone, what is the truth behind the one about not being allowed to work for 3 days in a row?
Kaum zu glauben, dass er nach den Geheimregeln fragt. Ich erinnere mich, dass man am 3. Tag, wenn man durchgehend arbeitet, mittags seltsames Fleisch in seiner Ration vorfinden wird. Zum Glück haben wir diese Angelegenheit zuvor sorgfältig untersucht. Schauen wir mal, welche Hinweise wir haben. Die Antwort sollte sich darunter befinden. Solltest du... wird in deiner Wohlfahrt seltsames Fleisch auftauchen. Ja...
I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the half hour just before lunch. But what could Sigewinne be doing during that time?
Fleisch ins Essen tun?
I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the half hour. The Fonta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value of coupons. Meanwhile, the Duke believes that only idiots who don't understand the value of coupons would spend them on Fonta. We often see Miss Sijuin observing the prisoners at work near their production zone. It seems like she can perceive the general state of a person's health just by looking at them. Fonta's internal reports suggest that they're starting a new trial of an unnamed and unpackaged product. But the product has to undergo a trial because even Fonta's own employees have a lot of reservations about it.
Machen die Menschen Versuche mit diesem Fonta-Zeug?
The research note said that the Melusine race perceives the world very differently from humans. Because of that, the Melusines have also developed a sense of aesthetics that appear rather strange and alien to humans. According to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took place because the Fonta company sponsored it. The company must want a return on their investment as well. Fonta's internal reports suggest that they're starting...
Schlussfolgerung falsch. Welche Wahrheit steckt hinter der Regel, dass man 3 Tage hintereinander nicht arbeiten darf? Wer wird es mit seinen eigenen Augen sehen, wenn du kontinuierlich arbeitest? Na, das wird hier sie sehen. So. Und die kann...
The research note said that the Melusine...
Alles ein bisschen anders
I've been
sehen.
told that the infirmary is always...
So, jetzt das müsste passen. Auch falsch! 2 passen. Okay.
The Fonta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value of coupons. Meanwhile,
aber jetzt hatte ich ja
Duke
schon
believes
fast
that
alles.
Only idiots who don't understand. According to Collins, the Pancration
aber was hat denn das jetzt damit zu tun? Hä? Aber die anderen beiden hatte ich doch
Fonta's
schon.
internal reports suggest that there's... According to Collins, the Pancration I've been told that the infirmary is open. The Fonta promoter
Hä, das hatte ich doch. Die beiden hatte ich doch aber dann schon.
The research note said that the Melusine race...
Das hatte ich doch schon. Naja, vielleicht nicht in der Reihenfolge, aber naja gut, von mir aus.
That's what's going on. Paimon understands it now. Who would have guessed? The hidden rule of the production zone.
Oh nein, nicht wieder dieses Bad.
Supposed to work 3 days in a row, and if they do, they'll get strange meat in their welfare meal. At first, we thought this strange meat must have something to do with the people who disappeared, but in reality, they were all prepared by Sijuin. She often visits the production zone to observe the workers' health and makes a note of anyone who has worn themselves out after 3 full days of work. Out of her sense of duty as the head nurse, as well as her genuine concern for the workers' health, Sijuin visits the cafeteria right before lunch and cooks an extra dish for those who can use the stamina boost. Sijuin has only the best intentions with her surprise gift and doesn't want anyone to find out about what she does. However, unfortunately, Melusines as a race perceive the world differently from humans, and their sense of aesthetics is even more alien to us.
Okay, deswegen sieht das Fleisch so komisch aus, okay.
The recipients of her lovingly prepared special meals cannot taste the care within and usually just freak out. Are we on the right track?
Not bad. You've uncovered Sijuin's secret and even guessed her intentions correctly as well. It's nice to know that her efforts have not gone unacknowledged. All right, now for my next question. There are also some hidden rules in the Pancration Ring, including the one that you're not allowed to support both sides of a fight. Why is that?
Die Geheimregel der Pankration-Arena. Ja, ich erinnere mich. Sollte man gleichzeitig Verlosungskarten der beiden gegeneinander antretenden Pankratiasten kaufen, erhält man am darauffolgenden Morgen ein Paket mit einer seltsamen, blutähnlichen Flüssigkeit. Ja, das ist die Fonta. Jetzt haben wir auch eine Menge Ermittlungen angestellt. Versuchen wir es also mal anhand der uns vorliegenden Hinweise die Wahrheit herauszufinden. Was passiert, wenn man gegen die Geheimregel der Pankration-Arena verstößt? Man kriegt Fonta. So.
Fonta's internal reports suggest that they're starting a new trial of an...
So, das nehmen wir.
The Fonta promoter
So,
has been
man
struggling
wird
because
quasi
he doesn't...
ein Versuchskaninchen.
The research note said that the Melusine race perceives the world very differently from humans.
Als Eintausch für die verlorenen Tickets
also
oder
developed
so.
a sense of aesthetics that appear rather strange and alien to humans.
Hi, Banu Martinez. Hey, fine. I'm fine.
According to Collins, the pancreation...
So, und das noch. So. Ist wieder einfach die falsche Reihenfolge, oder? So, dann das.
Collins,
Zack. Zack.
internal reports.
Und das.
The Fanta promoter has...
Ha! Richtig.
Paimon gets this rule too now, so there really was nothing to be afraid of.
How's your stream going? Oh, quite relaxed. Not too many visitors today.
That hidden rule of the pancreation ring is about how, people are not supposed to bet on both boxers at the same time. And if they do, they'll receive a package containing a strange, blood-colored liquid. People get scared when they see it because they've subconsciously begun to associate it with the missing boxer. But really, it's just a bottle of the latest yet-to-be-named and packaged new Fanta trial product.
Sag ich doch, das ist die Fonta.
A blood-red drink. It's no wonder even Fanta's own staff were questioning the company's decision-making. The company, facing backlash from its own staff, decided to try to trial the product on a smaller scale, to see how it might be received by customers.
Vielleicht hätten sie noch einen kleinen Brief dazulegen können. Das wäre weniger gruselig gewesen.
They came to the fortress of Méropide and offered to sponsor the pancreation tournament so they could push their new product. But the Duke completely refused to even entertain the idea.
Do I stream daily? No, I don't have the time to stream daily. Twice a week at the moment.
The Duke, knowing how valuable coupons are in the fortress, knew that only total idiots who didn't understand their true value would bother buying a Fanta product here. And so, all proved their stupidity by being dumb enough to bet on two opposing sides
Ach so,
of the
deshalb.
same
Okay,
match,
ich verstehe.
were selected to receive the drinks.
Wenn man schon so ein Trottel ist, dann kauft man sicher auch die Fonta.
I acknowledge the effort you've put into bringing the truth of this mystery to light.
Oh, thank you. How nice of you.
Although, based on your description, that Fanta promoter is a bit too careless with his words, I may just reconsider my collaboration with the company. All right, and here's the final question. What's the secret behind our head nurse and all of her patients in the infirmary?
Das ist eine gute Frage. Do I play any other games? Yes, at the moment I also play Hollow Knight. So at the moment I play Genshin Impact and Hollow Knight. And I, play Genshin regularly and switch the second game. Most of the time. But Hollow Knight already went some time. Some weeks. Okay, noch keine Hinweise. Ja.
Stop your cruel and pointless games, Risley! You know that we haven't finished our investigation, so there's no way we can answer the last question.
Okay, Lyney!
Lynette, you'll pay for this!
Okay, stopp, halt, Sitz, Platz. Was jetzt?
Lyney, are you alright?
Oh, close one. I owe you, Sigewinne. That was a fantastic shot.
Oh, das sehe ich ja jetzt erst.
There was nothing, Your Grace.
Okay, Spielzeugpistole.
Sigewinne? Though this gun may look like a toy, it's actually fully functional.
Sigewinne. You.
Mit diesen Standbildern können wir ruhig gerne öfter schießen. Which game is your favorite? Oh, that's a difficult question. I played so many. It's not so easy to answer. Steckst du auch mit drin?
Not at all. I am merely a resident of the fortress, and thus protecting it is my duty. When Monsieur Nervulette asked me to come here, he told me that my job would be to take care of the well-being of everyone here. I am merely discharging my duties. But if you mean what you just said, then isn't Lyney someone you should be looking after as well? Isn't he a resident here just like the rest of us?
Du kennst Nervulette auch.
But I really am just doing what Monsieur Nervulette told me to do. Everything I did, I've done to protect them. Had I not, they would be in far more dire straits. His Grace knows it too, right? Your Grace?
My dear Sigewinne, whatever shall I do with you? Would it have killed you to just wait another minute or two?
Well, it's nearly time after all. The way you do things can be truly frustrating sometimes, Your Grace. I figured I should try to talk some sense into you.
Any game I like most. Well, I liked a lot the old Final Fantasy parts. Like my first one was number 8. So maybe those ones. But actually I do. There's so many good games out there. So a big favorite is not out there, I would say. So maybe Final Fantasy VIII is the most nostalgic, I would say. Thank you, thank you. Thanks for your follow.
What are you talking about? What time?
Take me if you want. Let them go.
How touching. Can you just give me one more minute?
Don't be like that, Your Grace.
All right, everyone, calm down. 2 more visitors will be arriving any time now. I'll go get a cup of tea. Miss Sigewinne, I leave Miss Lynette in your care.
You... What are you doing?
Where are you from? I'm sitting in Germany right now. No more details.
I believe I hear footsteps.
Ach Gottchen, die auch noch. Da sind wir ja bald alle zusammen.
My door.
Hat die Tür eingetreten.
Freminet.
Ah, wo kommt der denn jetzt her?
Freminet.
What's going on? What is Clorinde doing here?
Work.
I'm sorry about shooting you, Mr. Lyney. The tranquilizing effect will begin to wear off soon. Please take it easy in the meantime, though.
What happened to Freminet? Wasn't he diving just outside of the fortress? Why is he looking like this?
How long do you minimum stream though? Well, most of the time minimum 2 hours, 2.5 hours more or less, sometimes 3 to 4 hours. But minimum 2 hours. Diese Symptome handelt es sich dabei etwa um Tiefenkrankheit?
A flushed face, an accelerated pulse. He must have consumed primordial seawater.
What did you say?
Das ist nicht gut.
Please, make some space. I'll need to give Mr. Freminet a more thorough checkup. Your Grace, I'll leave the rest to you.
I'll talk to Clorinde while you get Freminet to where he needs to be. Everything else can wait.
Okay.
What's that look on your face? I thought I made good time on the way back.
Oh, I'm just admiring your punctuality. Had you arrived just a few minutes later, Sigewinne may have been forced to shoot Mr. Lyney again.
Das war alles geplant?
How's the situation out there?
The water has changed. It's pretty much as expected. The concentration of primordial seawater has increased significantly. I was only out there a short time, so it wasn't too bad. But if one were to stay for any significant amount of time, well, you can see how that boy's doing.
Na gut, dass sie ihn rausgefischt hat.
Where was he when you found him?
The abandoned zone at the end of the pipes. A good distance into the water.
Thank you. I'm doing my best.
Closer than I thought. He must have recognized it early on and tried desperately to swim back.
Locking the door was necessary. I don't think we could have saved two.
Well, I did try to convince him that I had my reasons. Never seems to work, though.
It would probably work on Neuvillette. He has a knack for picking out who had good intentions, even when the outcomes were all terrible.
It's a bad sign if you're having to plead your case to Neuvillette. Want some tea?
Not particularly. If you want to drink some that badly, just say so.
So Tee! Da stirbt gleich einer!
Fine, I'd like to get some tea. Want me to get you a cup too, since I've already made it?
Don't you consider using artwork on your channel? Yeah, I have to pimp it a bit. I know that. But I didn't have the time. I don't have the time for so many things I should do.
Might as well then, I suppose. Actually, do you have a towel? I would like to dry my hair.
Du bist jetzt in dem Aufzug da im Meer geschwommen? Okay. Lyney runzelt angewidert die Stirn, als wolle er nicht, dass die Twin Freminet anfasst. Aber er tritt auch nicht vor, um einzuschreiten. Freminet muss anscheinend ernsthaft untersucht werden. Die Twin unterzieht Freminet einer eingehenden Untersuchung. Ihre Mimik wirkt nicht allzu ernst. Scheinbar hat sie gute Nachrichten. Hoffentlich wird Freminet wieder.
How is he?
These symptoms are probably caused by an acute ingestion of a large amount of primordial seawater. Still, his condition is not critical.
Okay, es scheint also so eine Grenze zu geben, wo alles okay ist. Ja gut, wir haben ja schon mal gelernt, dass man das so ein bisschen als Rauschmittel verwenden kann.
Of course, it would be best if he stayed for further observation. Let's leave him here for now and move him to the infirmary once he's recovered a bit more.
I can have a look if you like. Discord is linked in my information, in my info, so can just have a look. But I have to warn you because other artists asked too, and I, as I said, I don't have too much time, and it could be I take some time for answering.
Sorry. I am aware that the infirmary may not be your favorite place in the world at the moment. We do only have a single clinic in the fortress, however.
Why would he ingest a large amount of primordial seawater after leaving the fortress? How could that possibly happen?
Naja, sie meinte ja irgendwie, dass die Konzentration im Meer gestiegen wäre.
Please, look after Mr. Freminet for the moment. I'll go fetch some medicine and a respirator. Oh, I'll bring Miss Lynette back with me.
Where is she? How is she right now?
Oh, she just took a nap in an empty room after I tranquilized her.
Ein Betäubungsnickerchen, ja, wie nett.
Correct, she should also be waking up right around now. You might not believe me, but His Grace and I actually made some snacks and tea for her.
Lynys angespannte Miene entspannt sich leicht. Offensichtlich schenkt er Sigwyns Worten Glauben.
Lyney, are you okay?
I'll be fine. They're all here now. Don't worry about me.
Are you sure? You don't look all right.
My hands and feet are still a bit weak, but that's probably just the residual effects of the tranquilizer shot.
Ein bisschen so eine kleine Betäubungsspritze, alles kein Problem. Ah, let's see, let's see.
I'm back, everyone.
Lyney! Oh, Traveler, Paimon, you're... Freminet? Is he...
He'll be fine. But for now, please help me lift him up.
Okay, alles gut. Er wacht auf. Ist eigentlich schon bekannt, welche Charaktere als nächstes in den Wandern kommen? Weil hier ist ja jetzt ein ganzer Stapel von neuen
His breathing's
Charakteren.
beginning to slow down.
Give me a hand and help me get him to the infirmary.
Yeah, I'll take him from this side. Lynette, together?
On it. Traveler, you seem pretty worried about him. Want to come with us?
Da ist Lynette, ja, alles gut. Ist auch schon aufgewacht.
The Duke and Clorinde are gone. They probably went to get some tea. The Duke will explain the truth in just a bit. Miss Clorinde will need a break, since she only just returned from rescuing Freminet out of the sea.
Okay, I'll do. Clorinde hat Freminet gerettet, und zwar aus dem Meer. Was dort wohl vorgefallen ist? Er scheint auf jeden Fall eine Menge Wasser geschluckt zu haben. So viel ist schon mal sicher. Hey, ich soll hier hin, aber es zeigt doch dahin. Wahrscheinlich eine Ebene nach oben. Okay, ist ja... Okay. Ich folge einfach den Spuren. Wir werden es schon rausfinden. Jetzt echt noch so viel kommt. Ich dachte, ey, wir sind quasi kurz vorm Ende und wir haben so gut wie den Grafen gefunden. Nein, natürlich nicht. Das wäre ja zu einfach. Achso, wir sind jetzt erstmal in der Klinik, okay.
He's awake. Freminet, how do you feel?
Lyney. Lynette.
We're all here.
Das Schlimme ist, ich kann mir seinen Namen nie merken von dem Freminet.
Am I?
The infirmary at the fortress of Méropide, Mr. Freminet. And you are no longer in any danger.
Juhu!
How do you feel? Don't push yourself if you're not feeling up to it.
Traveler. Paimon. It's been so long. The sea. There's something wrong with the seawater.
Oh ja, ganz
It's
ruhig,
okay.
ganz ruhig.
We can talk about it after you've recovered.
No, listen to me. This is really serious. There's primordial seawater mixed into the regular seawater. I don't know why it's there, but no one should touch it.
Was ist passiert, nachdem du in das Rohr gegangen bist?
Pipes. Right, the pipes. It's all coming back to me now.
I will have a look later, okay? Not during stream.
I'm in. Seems like this pipe hasn't been used in a long time. It looks abandoned. Where could Master Child be?
Okay. Ach so, jetzt spielen wir... jetzt spielen wir Freminet, okay. Gut. Dann abwärts.
This mechanism looks like it's been tampered with. Could he have done it?
Okay. Das ist ein Rätsel noch. Na gut, kriegen wir hin. Okay.
It's getting stuck on something. Seems like I'll have to avoid those obstacles while I turn it.
Welche Obstacles? Kann man es jetzt wieder runterlassen? Okay. Und jetzt drehen?
Ja.
Okay. Gehen wir hin. Ich wollte eigentlich am Rand stehen bleiben.
This is where the water starts. Okay.
Mhm.
Master Child probably dived into the water. I'll go take a look as well.
Aber wenn Sie schon davon ausgehen, dass er darüber entkommen ist, dann müssen Sie ihn ja nicht unbedingt hinterher tauchen. Dann können Sie ja außen suchen, wo er ist. Oder nicht? Naja. Wir denken uns unseren Teil.
The vegetation here is a bit more sparse. These traces aren't natural. A person must have left them, and recently. I should be going in. Oh, there are traces here too. I need to keep going.
Schön, dass du Spuren siehst. Ich sehe keine. Aber das muss ja nichts heißen.
The traces are gone, but I don't see where he could have gone from here. Wait, what the? My heart is racing, and it's getting harder and harder to breathe. What's going on?
Unter Wasser kann man halt üblicherweise nicht atmen. Ja gut, ich weiß, in Fontaine schon, aber...
I have to get back. They still don't know anything about what's going on. If I turn back right now, I should still be able to make it.
Tja, es hat ja wohl nicht geklappt. Wie wir ja inzwischen schon wissen.
I can't die here. This is bad. I'm feeling worse and worse, and I'm still underwater. I have to push on.
Oha. Oha, das wäre dann knapp.
So, in other words, The trail you were following vanished, and you had no idea where Master Child could have gone. But there was also no obvious place for him to have disappeared to.
That's right. I tried my best to swim back, but I had already put some distance between myself and the fortress, and I just couldn't find the strength to keep going. I probably passed out some time after that, and you know the rest.
Miss Clorinde brought you back, but we also don't know why she just suddenly appeared at the fortress, or why she went out to save you.
Wo kommt die Frau jetzt eigentlich her?
Miss Clorinde, you say? I must go thank her in person.
You're still too weak, Freminet. You can go after you've had some more rest.
Miss Lynette is right. I believe Miss Clorinde will stay here as a guest for another few days, so there's no need to hurry.
A guest? Then I can assume Risley was the one who invited her to come down here?
You should ask His Grace about that. He'll be able to explain better than me.
Verstanden, ich gehe und rede mit ihm. Aber dann hat er doch nicht das Tor geschlossen, oder?
Yeah,
weil er hatte ja jetzt nicht Probleme, weil das Tor geschlossen war, ne?
No, please go on without me. I don't want to leave just yet.
Lyney.
The logical part of my brain is aware that we're safe right now, but I still can't bring myself to leave. Both of you are just in danger.
Understood. Then let's just sit together for a while.
In that case, I'll leave the infirmary to you. The Traveler and I are going to head out for now. As long as you stay in here, I don't think you'll be disturbed.
Thank you.
Okay, einen Auftrag abgeschlossen, aber es geht natürlich noch weiter. Und ich bin neugierig genug, um weiterzumachen. Ja, obwohl es sind schon 2 Stunden, ne? Wie lange jetzt wohl die nächste Phase dauern wird? Wollen wir erstmal das Event noch fertig machen, sonst vergesse ich das. Hier, das meinte ich. Lass uns das doch erstmal fertig machen. Und dann gucken wir mal, ob wir dann noch Zeit haben. Das ist da in dem Gebiet. Okay, da muss ich erstmal rüber. Und das freischalten. Meine Güte. Naja gut, dann haben wir jetzt noch eine Strecke vor uns. Ist ja auch noch ein ganzes Stück. Aber es ist doch gefährlich hier im Wasser. Ja, ja, nicht für uns. Ist schon gut. Gucken wir mal, ob es hier wenigstens, keine Ahnung, sowas wie Truhen noch gibt oder so. So sieht das Ganze also hier am Meeresgrund aus. Da ist doch noch ein Teleport. Dich brauchen wir auf jeden Fall. Und da ist da eine Truhe. Da ist eine Truhe. Aber das sind Gegner. Garantiert. Na. So. Aha. Kraft der xenochromatischen Qualle. Das Werfen einer explosiven Hutbombe. Halte gedrückt, um zu zielen. Gott. Gott, oh Gott. So, wo war jetzt? Jetzt habe ich natürlich die Truhe schon wieder vergessen. Übersehen. Ach, egal. Da kann man sogar runtertauchen. Da sollte man sogar runtertauchen. Das ist nämlich ein Hydrokulus. Aber bis ganz nach unten jetzt nicht. Dann müssen wir müssen jetzt erstmal zu dem anderen Gebiet hin. So, wie kommen wir denn jetzt am besten dahin? Ja, passt schon grob. Ah, da ist auch die Truhe. Gefunden. So. Jetzt müssen wir natürlich erstmal unsere tolle Hutbombe ausprobieren. Nee, so vielleicht nicht. Falscher Knopf. Hui! Oh! Okay! Das war ein guter Treffer. Okay. So, hier durch. Das passt schon irgendwie. Ja, da bringt die Hutbombe nicht viel. Vielleicht lieber eine andere Fähigkeit holen? Da war doch noch einer. Da war doch gerade einer. So ein Rochen oder so, ne? Oder auch nicht. Toll. Ah. Hilft nur nicht. Kommen wir nicht dran. Brauchen eine andere Fähigkeit. Ja, von den Rochen halt. War hier nicht gerade irgendwo ein Rochen? Da ist ein Rochen. So. Na. Ach so. Kommt nicht wieder. Dann muss ich die gar nicht beide gleichzeitig. Das ist doch schon mal was. Aber ich lasse mich schon wieder ablenken hier. Ich sehe es doch. Ach, da ist auch noch eine Krabbe. Okay. Aber ich wollte ja eigentlich nur hier... Mit der Bombe funktioniert das nicht. Ja gut, doch, hätte funktionieren können. Fällt mir mal gerade auf. So. Jetzt geht's nur nicht weiter. Jetzt? Ja, okay. Juhu! Okay, wo ist das, der Hydroculus? Hier müsste irgendwo einer sein. Nur wo? Au! So. Das hat wehgetan. Und jetzt? Was hat's gebracht? Ey! Ah! Okay. Da muss ich mich beeilen. Ja, da muss ich mich beeilen. Ach du Schande. Und wie komme ich jetzt wieder raus? Hallihallo! Der Shin hat graded. Hallöchen, guten Tag. Hast du einen schönen Stream gehabt? Hallo, hallo, hallo. Hallo miteinander. Ach du meine Güte, so viele Leute. Guten Tag. Hat man auch nicht alle Tage. So, gerade in dem Moment, wo ich mich hier rein navigiert habe und nicht weiß, wie es wieder rausgeht. Ach, da ist so eine von diesen komischen Batterien, von denen ich bis heute nicht rausgefunden habe, wie die funktionieren. Doch, eigentlich schon. Das ist natürlich jetzt... Ah, da unten ist auf jeden Fall eine blaue. Wie läuft Genshin so? Ja, wie ihr seht, ich bin hier jetzt mal so aus purer Neugierde rein. Ich wollte eigentlich nur ein Event fertig machen. Aber nein. Ach nein. Och nein, dieses komische Ding. Okay. Aha. Ja, gut. Ich habe noch nicht, bis heute nicht rausgefunden, wie die Dinger funktionieren. Aber irgendwie muss es ja gehen. Ist ja auch passiert beim Entdecken. Okay, bin ich ja nicht die einzig Doofi. So, anscheinend, also es switcht auf jeden Fall irgendwie die Ansicht. Wenn ich auf diese Knöpfe drücke. Oder sie anvisiere. So weit bin ich ja schon gekommen. So, zu der Batterie komme ich nicht. Beziehungsweise die ist aufgeladen. So. Jetzt ist die nicht mehr aufgeladen. So viele... Achso, jetzt sind die Knöpfe grün. Beim Entdecken passieren Sachen, die echt komisch sind oder random. Ja, ich weiß nicht, ob die so random sind. So, jetzt haben wir die Knöpfe aktiviert. Was haben wir davon? Dass wir wieder zurückkommen wahrscheinlich. Man will eine Sache machen und findet 1000 andere Sachen. Das stimmt, das stimmt. Das ist echt übel in diesem Spiel. Ich wollte ja eigentlich wollte ich nur das Event fertig machen. Damit wir dann nochmal schnell, eventuell vielleicht, noch den Archontenauftrag nochmal weitermachen können. Weil ich bin ja eigentlich neugierig. Aber nö, ich muss mich jetzt hier rein. Was habe ich jetzt gemacht? Wenn ich R2 drücke, was tut das? Ich müsste ja eigentlich vielleicht mal diese andere leere Batterie anvisieren oder so. Jetzt habe ich mich hier rein navigiert und komme nicht mehr raus. Das musste ich jetzt unbedingt tun. Ja, Gratulation. Huch! Ah, da ist sie ja. So. Und die kann ich... Ah, okay. Jetzt habe ich die aufgeladen. Und was bringt's mir? Nischt. Oder ich hätte sie jetzt nochmal aktivieren müssen, dass sie so einen Impuls abgibt. Nee. Batterie grün, Knöpfe rot. Genshin ist Liebe. Manchmal habe ich so ein bisschen das Gefühl, Genshin ist Stockholm-Syndrom, aber... Ich habe halt echt nicht den Hauch einer Ahnung, was es mir sagen soll, wenn die Dinger jetzt grün oder rot sind. Ich sehe nur, dass ich hier wahllos durch die Gegend switche. So. Jetzt haben wir hier unten wieder die Batterie. Aber jetzt können wir ja damit nichts anfangen. Die ist ja alle. So. Wir haben jetzt aber auf jeden Fall da oben die Batterie... aktiviert. Ah ja, okay. Oh, der Durchgang ist frei. Okay, das haben wir jetzt damit hingekriegt. Alles fein. Diese Notiz ist nach der ganzen Zeit im Wasser immer noch lesbar. Sie scheint aus einem wasserbeständigen Material zu bestehen. Das ist jetzt schon das 3. Mal. Befolgt die Bedienungsanleitung. Sollten die Daten nochmals verloren gehen, gibt es diesen Monat keinen Nachmittagstee mehr. Nein, nicht den Nachmittagstee. Vorschriftsmäßiger Datenausgabeprozess. Stelle sicher, dass der Energiespeicher unter der Konsole eingeschaltet ist. Gemäß § D 503 der Energiesparverordnung des Forschungsinstituts Fontainer ist der standardmäßig ausgeschaltet. Wenn die Energieversorgung korrekt funktioniert, leuchtet die grüne Lampe über der Hauptsteuertafel auf. Ziehe in diesem Moment den linken Hebel mit der Aufschrift auf keinen Fall bewegen, um die Messdaten auszudrucken. Mit der Aufschrift auf keinen Fall bewegen. Gut, kann man tun. Ich habe da auch herumgetan, bis sich das Tor da oben geöffnet hat. So. Drucken Sie die Daten mindestens einmal pro Quartal aus, da andernfalls ein Datenverlust droht. Ihr habt ja ein tolles Backup-System, muss ich ja sagen. So, hier komme ich auf jeden Fall raus. Eine Überwachung. Moment. Eine Überwachungsstation. Also gut, so kann die Konsole aktiviert werden. Werfen wir einen Blick auf die Bedienungsanleitung. Als nächstes einfach den Hebel mit der Aufschrift auf keinen Fall bewegen ziehen, um die aufgezeichneten Daten zu extrahieren. Auf keinen Fall bewegen? Laut Anleitung soll das verhindern, dass ein Fremder ihn versehentlich bedient. Eine seltsame Methode. Okay, ziehen wir den Hebel. Die spielen beben einen Stapel Papier aus. Okay. Palmer hat keine Ahnung, was darauf eingeritzt ist, aber es scheint wichtig zu sein. Ach Gott, Lochkarten. Ja, geil. Ein aus dem Wasser geborgener Lochstreifen. Die darauf festgehaltenen Daten lassen sich scheinbar nur mit speziellem Gerät entschlüsseln. Er besteht aus einem speziellen wasserfesten Material, sodass ihm wenigstens das Wasser nichts anhaben konnte. Allerdings war er dem kühlen Nass so lange ausgesetzt, dass er sich selbst nach dem Herausfischen an Land noch ganz feucht anfühlt. Matsu, sollten wir die Papierstreifen nicht vorerst behalten? Vielleicht können wir sie ja später noch gebrauchen. Ich werde die sicher garantiert irgendwann, an irgendeinem Tag wieder aus der Tasche kramen, wenn ich mich überhaupt nicht mehr daran erinnere, wie ich den gekriegt habe. Wie lange spielst du Genshin schon? Tatsächlich seit dem ersten Tag. Und trotzdem habe ich nicht den höchsten Abenteuerrang. Aber ich habe am ersten Tag angefangen direkt. So, hier müsste irgendwo ein Hydrokulus sein. Wahrscheinlich da oben. Über den Bögen. Du bist gerade mal 49 und spielst auch seit dem ersten Tag. Ja, wenn man den ganzen Grind nicht mitmachen will, ich glaube, was bin ich denn jetzt eigentlich? 56, immerhin. Aber ich treffe so viele Leute, die sagen, ja, ich spiele erst seit einem Jahr. Ich habe aber schon die Stufe 60 erreicht. Kein Ding. Dann denkst du so, okay, ich bin faul. Nee, kein Hydrokulus. Okay. Ah, da, gefunden. Hallo, Schätzchen. So, jetzt haben wir uns aber wieder arg ablenken lassen. Ich will doch nur da hinten hin. Die haben zu viel Freizeit. Genau, so ist es. So ist es. Da hinten ist auf jeden Fall die Statue. Wäre vielleicht gar nicht so schlecht, die erstmal zu aktivieren, was? Aber das ist noch ein gutes Stück, bis wir da sind. Vor allem, wenn wir hier jeden Kram noch mit einsammeln. Gott, was ist das denn jetzt hier schon wieder? Schiene oder so. Ja, ich will jetzt erstmal hier die Statue aktivieren, weil wir jetzt auch so weit gekommen sind. So, wo ist denn jetzt hier schon wieder der Hydrokulus? So, überall. Kletter da hoch. Kletter da hoch. Ich sagte, kletter da hoch. Mist. Mensch. Hier ist aber keiner. Na, der ist unterirdisch, ne? Ja, unterirdisch. Okay. Ja, lassen wir ihn erstmal. Ich werde auf Dauer müde von Genshin. Ja, man kann irgendwie so genüsslich Hirn ausschalten bei diesem Spiel. Das stimmt schon. Wenn man einfach nur die Gegend erkundet. Obwohl eigentlich viele Rätsel da sind, aber die kann man ja weglassen. Wenn man einfach nur stumpf nach Truhen sucht oder so, das kann man stundenlang machen. Ohne sich aufzuregen. Ich mache es mir, glaube ich, gerade unnötig schwer. Kann das sein? Naja, irgendwie muss ich halt nach oben. Ich konnte mal 16 Stunden am Stück Genshin zocken, aber aktuell wäre ich davon nur müde. Oh, 16 Stunden habe ich, glaube ich, auch noch nicht geschafft. So 2-3 Stunden vielleicht, wenn ich nicht gerade streame. Weil im Stream, ja, mache ich auch mal vielleicht 4 Stunden. Aber, ich glaube, das wird gerade knapp. Jetzt. Ha. Okay, schon mal ein Stück weiter. Das Archiv. Ach, ich sehe es doch schon kommen, dass gleich wieder irgendein Event triggert.
After all that training.
Oh, 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 oh. Oder sowas passiert. Das kann natürlich auch geschehen. Mist.
Get them! By royal decree!
Sorry, Chang'en. Kippt gleich was zu essen. Ich hätte dich auch die ganze Zeit heilen können, aber ich bin ja doof.
No, my sword. Rain outlines your fate.
So. Nach Adventure Rank 35 kommt man sowieso überall hin, das stimmt. Das stimmt. Ich glaube, es gab mal ein paar Events oder so, die erst ab 40 verfügbar sind. Oder Legendenaufträge oder so. Da bin ich jetzt nicht ganz sicher. Das frage ich mich auch gerade. 16 Stunden, so wenig am Stück? Ihr seid ja des Wahnsinns. Ihr jungen Hüpfer. Ihr habt noch so viel Durchhaltevermögen, vermutlich. Offen steht dir diese Welt, wenn Edelmut dein Herz erhält. Jawohl, ja. So. Da hinten ist auch ein Teleport direkt in der Nähe. Okay. Können wir gleich noch unsere Hydrokoli abgeben. Ja, schon wieder 6 Stück, meine Güte. Das längste Game war bei mir Dark Souls mit 34 Stunden am Stück. Ihr seid des Wahnsinns. Ihr seid ja des Wahnsinns. Es sollen schon Leute beim Zocken vom Stuhl gefallen sein. Vor allem 34 Stunden Dark Souls, das ist schon Hardcore, oder? Danach, da legst du doch keinen Boss mehr. So. 700 Stunden drin. Ach du meine Güte. So viel habe ich noch nicht mal in Genshin. Ich glaube, in Genshin habe ich jetzt vielleicht... Obwohl, da könnten bestimmt schon 300-400 Stunden sein. Also 300 bestimmt. So, und jetzt geh an. Hier, Kumpel. So. Geht doch. So. Was habe ich gesagt? Ich wollte doch eigentlich... Wir machen noch schnell das Event fertig und dann machen wir weiter mit dem Archontenauftrag, habe ich gesagt, ne? Ja. Ja, scheiße. Da ist doch eben... Hier ist denn der? Der Hydroculus. Mhm. Jetzt bin ich drüber weggeflitscht. Okay. Nee. Irgendwo wird er versteckt sein. Oder da oben auf der Suche. Ah, da bist du, Schnuckelchen. So. Jetzt. Zählt das die Spielzeit auch, wenn das Spiel läuft und man 4 Stunden schläft? Nein, ich würde sagen nein. Aber es ist definitiv gesünder, als durchzuzocken. So, das kriegen wir ja hier hin. Einmal Leuchtequallen einsammeln. Noch ein bisschen Gas. Ich gehe davon aus, dass vielleicht so ein kleiner Storyfetzen dann noch kommt. Ach Gott, easy peasy. Das sind aber auch immer nur so Beschäftigungstherapien, diese Events, finde ich. Wo man sich denkt so, ja, gebt mir das Urgestein doch einfach direkt. Oh, Urgestein, Stichwort. Ich wollte noch ziehen heute. Ich wollte doch noch ziehen heute. So, next one. Machen wir auch noch. Zum Abschluss vielleicht. So, zur Herausforderung. Habe ich auch noch keinen Teleport in der Nähe. Aber ist direkt einer dabei. Dann hier rüber. Auf wen möchte ich ziehen? Das ist halt die große Frage. Ich habe beide noch nicht. Aber ich würde jetzt auf Lynette ziehen, glaube ich. Einfach, weil es der neuere Charakter ist. Ach Gott, so weit ist es gar nicht weg. Das kam mir voll weit vor. Na gut, umso besser. Ich beschwere mich nicht. Wo ist der Teleport? Da. Ach komm, gib Gummi. Hier sieht man auch nichts. Da. Komm. Zieh, Junge, zieh. Na also. Novi habe ich direkt beim ersten Mal gezogen. Oh, am ersten Versionstag gezogen. Ihr habt ein Glück. Ich habe jetzt schon, glaube ich 30 Ziehungen drauf gemacht. Oder waren es nur 20? Ich glaube sogar nur 20, aber na gut. Gute Nacht, Serif. Ich habe ihn direkt um 4:15 Uhr, wo die Server online waren, gepullt. Boah, was ein Glück. So. Okay, hier haben wir aber... Haben wir? Doch, hier haben wir noch... Ja, in der Ecke haben wir einen Teleport schon. Alles gut. So. Oh, und ein... Troculus. Moment. So weit kommen wir nicht, oder? Nee. Okay. Oh, das sind 2 von denen. Habe ich ganz verdrängt. So. Jetzt ist nur noch einer. Die Truhe haben wir jetzt noch hier. Nicht doch. So. Aber eigentlich wollte ich ja den Hydroculus. Wo auch immer der ist. Wo dahinter? Na, oder da drunter. Dann ist hier irgendwo noch eine Höhle drunter. Oder? Da kommt Bläschen raus. Da, was. Ich spiele nebenbei auch gerade Genshin, schau den Stream nebenbei. Das machen viele. Ey, wo kommst du denn her? Pfui. Böses Robby. Die sind eigentlich viel zu süß, um sie zu erschlagen. Multitasking, genau. Multitasking nennt man das. So. Oh, Moment. Zahnrad, Zahnrad. Jetzt hätte ich es fast übersehen. So. Ach, hier gibt es noch was zum Zerschlagen. Tja. Nicht? Okay. Muss man halt nur mal aktivieren, ne? War hier nicht irgendwo... Mensch. Wie war es jetzt? Brauchten wir das entgegengesetzte oder dasselbe? Egal, wir versuchen es. Oder habe ich die schon aktiviert? Die sehen so aktiviert aus. Okay. Klappt nicht. Egal. Egal, ich lasse mich schon wieder ablenken. Nächstes. So. Okay. Zack, peng, bumm, aus und vorbei. Nee? Ein bisschen noch. So, also einen Weltenauftrag werden wir heute nicht mehr anfangen. Aber das habe ich auch nur gesagt, weil ich eigentlich dachte, der Kontenauftrag geht nur noch ein bisschen. Aber nein, es gibt ja noch einen zweiten. So, erstmal das. So, und was ist jetzt hiermit? Zum Auftrag. Okay, habe ich richtig geraten, dass wir da nochmal mit jemandem korrespondieren. Und dann erfahren wir hoffentlich, ob der arme Knilch jetzt ins Gefängnis muss oder nicht. Oh, gleich so viel. So, wo ist er denn? Da, wo es leuchtet wahrscheinlich. Das Schöne an dem Event, es gibt keine zeitliche Begrenzung, also wie lange man pro Runde braucht, um zu sammeln. Ja, man hat halt keinen Stress, ne? Aber wie ich schon sagte, irgendwie fühlt es sich auch so ein bisschen an wie, Beschäftigungstherapie. Da können sie einem die Urgesteine noch direkt geben, ne? Ah, ihr seid zurück. Ihr habt leider gerade ein tolles Schauspiel verpasst. Tolles Schauspiel? Was ist denn passiert? Ich hatte gerade die gesammelten Quallen hergebracht, um sie Herrn Augereau vorzuzeigen. Aber bevor Herr Augereau eintraf, kamen die vorherigen Käufer. Sie sagten, nachdem sie die erste Ladung Quallen freigelassen hatten, fühlten sie sich energiegeladener und auch ihr Geschäft lief besser. Es müsse eine gute Tat sein, die die Götter gütig stimme. Deshalb sind sie zu mir zurückgekommen und wollten noch eine Ladung kaufen. Ich fange gerade noch und du verkaufst immer noch. Matsu fängt sie und du verkaufst sie und die Käufer lassen sie frei. Ah, ist das etwa eine Masche, Mora zu verdienen, Herr Kesean? Nein, nicht doch. Wie könnte ich? Ich möchte nicht noch mehr Ärger mit der Gendarmerie haben. Ich habe ihnen groß und breit erklärt, dass es nicht nur sinnlos, sondern sogar schädlich ist, diese Quallen auszusetzen. Aber sie hören einfach nicht auf mich. Sie waren überzeugt davon, dass sie Glück hatten, weil sie das gemacht haben, was sie für eine gute Tat halten. Und sie glauben auch, dass meine Pechsträhne die Strafe dafür war, dass ich die Quallen gefangen gehalten habe. Was sich die Leute alles einbilden. Als wir stritten, kam Herr Augereau und hat den ganzen Haufen abgeführt. Das war's wohl mit dem Glück. Jemand, der Lebewesen nach Gutdünken in die Freiheit entlässt, ohne ihre Lebensweise und ihr Verhalten zu kennen, tut er das am Ende für diese Lebewesen oder eher nur für sein eigenes Glück? Und am Ende von der Gendarmerie festgenommen zu werden. Hört sich das überhaupt nach Glück an? Ha! Oh, übrigens hat mir die Gendarmerie eine Haftstrafe erspart. Alles nur durch eure Hilfe. Neben der versprochenen Belohnung habe ich auch ein kleines Andenken für euch. Bitteschön. Holt eine Kugel mit Quallen hervor. Hä? Das sind lila Leuchtequallen? Sie sehen viel kleiner als vorhin aus. Das stimmt. Gestern habe ich einige geeignete Exemplare aus meinem Bestand an Quellenlarven ausgesucht. Nachdem ich sie einzeln nummeriert und aufgelistet hatte, waren noch einige übrig. Da dachte ich mir, ich kann euch doch einige als Andenken geben. Wie füttert man die? Die restlichen Quallen werde ich mit nach Hause nehmen und weiterzüchten. Vielleicht finde ich ja einen Weg, wie ich sie in die Natur auswildern kann. Und ich möchte auch ein paar Exemplare der lila Leuchtequallen behalten, um den Ursprung ihres kollektiven Leuchtens zu ergründen. Sie sind so niedlich. Aber am Ende eine schöne Therapie. Mit Belohnungen. Einfach kann man doch keine Primus bekommen. Wie Foto machen in 4.0 oder Quallen sammeln in 4.1 oder Tiere finden in 3.8. Ja, stimmt schon. Ich glaube, wenn es dann doch zu anstrengend wäre, würde ich dann sagen, ja, nee. Nee. Halt, wartet. Ihr dürft sie unter keinen Umständen wieder freilassen. Die habe ich nicht vor. So. Nice. Achso, nee, das ist kein Bauplan. Das ist einfach. Okay, schon mein fertiger Gegenstand. Nice, dann haben wir das auch abgeschlossen. Und jetzt ziehen wir einmal. Einmal 10 auf Neuvillette. Machen wir. Okay. Also, 3, 2, 1, alle gleichzeitig Daumen drücken. Es sind ja genug Leute da. Alle können mal Daumen drücken jetzt. Und dann ab dafür. Nein, kein Neuvillette. Eine Diona wäre nice, weil die anderen habe ich schon komplett. Gebt mir Diona. Drück. Gebt mir Diona. Jawohl, ja. Die anderen habe ich schon komplett. Diona war die einzige, die sich jetzt noch gelohnt hätte. Okay. Yeah. Immerhin. Diona. Jetzt habe ich Diona auch komplett. Nice. Juhu! Was war noch? Fischl und Xingsche, ne? Ja, die habe ich beide schon komplett. Aber jetzt lohnt es sich noch weniger, jetzt noch hier zu pullen. Meine ist jetzt C. Mist, muss nachschauen. Ja, Fischl habe ich schon C6. Xingsche habe ich schon C6. Also Diona war jetzt die einzige, die sich noch gelohnt hat. Nice, nice, nice. Derzeit nur C2. Oh, immerhin. Immerhin. C4. So. Immerhin. Aber jetzt lohnt es sich wirklich gar nicht mehr, da zu pullen. Weil die, weil die 4 Sterne, die habe ich jetzt alle vollständig. Ich glaube, dann spare ich jetzt einfach bis zum nächsten Banner. Das sage ich jetzt so, aber der Banner geht noch 11 Tage. Ich wette, ich werde noch mal ziehen. Garantiert. Muss ich mal gucken, wie viel Selbstbeherrschung ich habe. So. Ich bin zu neugierig. Ich will den Archontenauftrag weitermachen, aber ich werde ihn wahrscheinlich nicht fertig kriegen heute. Weil spätestens Mitternacht ist Schluss. Ich muss früh raus morgen. Ja, doch, komm. Ein bisschen noch, ein bisschen noch. Ich werde nicht mal diese Subquest wahrscheinlich fertig kriegen. Was haben wir denn hier noch? Wunder der Welt. Freminet erinnert sich, was ihm passiert ist. Achso, habe ich gar nicht mitgekriegt. Gar nicht mitgekriegt. So. Dann müssen wir jetzt wieder nach da unten. Wo nach unten? Ne, zu tief unten. Thoma auch C4. Was hat... Thoma. Thoma. C3. Habe ich aber bisher so überhaupt nicht angefasst. Okay. Ein bisschen machen wir noch. Aber nur, weil ich neugierig bin.
Excuse me.
Hey.
I take it Mr. Freminet's condition has stabilized?
Of course. I wouldn't have left the infirmary otherwise.
I've been expecting those two, but might I inquire as to the purpose of your visit, Miss Siegewien?
I wanted to check up on Miss Clorinde. How are you feeling?
Ja, und vor allem, wo kommst du her?
Mostly fine, I think.
If you don't mind, I'd like to perform another quick physical exam. It'll just take a few minutes.
Einmal Hand auflegen, bitte.
All right. Thank you for looking out for me. I'll take my leave for now, then.
Well, want to explain yourself, Risley?
Of course, but I'm not partial to the word choice of explain. How about enlighten?
Stell so viel klar, wie du möchtest.
Where should I begin? How about you start by asking me any questions you have?
Ach du
You can
Schande.
start with whichever one
müssen wir
you'd
ihn
like to
wieder
get answered the
befragen.
most.
Ich habe auch 2 Chinche und eine Fische und aus dem normalen Puls eine Chichi. Okay. Ich habe, glaube ich... Ich habe letztens schon eine Diona gezogen und eine Waffe. Ah, ich habe den Speer, wie hieß er jetzt noch gleich gezogen, den ich Xiangling gegeben habe. Muss ich gleich nochmal schauen. Aber ich weiß nicht, ich bin immer total enttäuscht, wenn die 4 Sterne Ziehung eine Waffe ist.
Then Paimon will begin. Did you know about Lyney's goals from the very beginning?
Es war wie ein Déjà-vu, dasselbe ist mir auch bei Jula passiert. Ach Gott. Alles klar, Kat. Schlaf gut, eine gute Nacht dir. Und danke für dein Follow. Dankeschön.
No. I just knew they were Fatui operatives sent to the fortress by the Knave. As for their specific goals, I only figured those out as you made progress on your investigation.
You managed to monitor and stay ahead of them even though you didn't know what they were trying to do?
Oh ja, normal.
They came here with ulterior motives. I'm quite adept at discerning what that kind of behavior
Warum hast du sie nicht
signals.
aufgehalten?
Initially, I thought their goal was just to investigate Child's disappearance.
Ja.
Lyney suggested that I had deliberately let him escape, but in truth, I didn't really do anything special to help or hinder him while he was here. Everything he did, from finding helpers to leaving this place, he did on his own.
Okay.
Of course, it's inevitable that the knave would make a big deal out of her fellow Harbinger's unexplained disappearance. I'm also quite curious about where that Harbinger went. So I figured I might as well let the Fatui do their own investigative work. All I care about is the answer.
So you were hoping Lyney's group would just do your work for you.
Tja,
You make
schlau.
it sound like that's a bad thing. Unfortunately, things didn't go as planned. I assume that Freminet has told
Hallo,
you already
Tron?
the
Einen
ratio
schönen
of
guten Abend
primordial
dir,
seawater
na?
around the
Alles
fortress of
fit?
Méropide is on the rise. The Forbidden Zone has always been Lyney's target, and you got roped into that investigation after running into him. I began to intervene out of concern for your safety, and also to prevent the fortress from becoming entangled in more irksome matters.
Are the rumors true? That you're also a former criminal?
Now, why would you put it like that? Isn't staying here all day and serving as the manager of the fortress a kind of
Also
sentence
ist
unto
im Grunde
itself?
dasselbe, ja.
Another form of prison? I just happen to have some support from the rest of the inmates. That's...
Oh, right. Paimon wanted to ask, who invited Clorinde down here?
Ja, soweit. Und bei dir, ja. Wie du siehst, habe ich gerade irgendwie volle Hütte.
Me, of course. I paid her good mora to come down to the fortress for some field work. As a champion duelist, Miss Clorinde could be considered to be an independent party. I needed to find an exceptionally capable person to help me get through the impending crisis.
And saving Freminet was part of that crisis?
You can think of it like that, yes. Credit where credit is due, that boy is quite adept at diving. Had conditions not been as hostile as they were, he probably would have found the missing Harbinger already.
Die verbotene Zone existiert also wirklich?
That's not something you should be asking after. Neuvillette only asked you to investigate Child's whereabouts.
Schön gemütlich voll hier, genau. Zusammen ist es doch gleich viel kuscheliger. Da spart man auch die Heizkosten.
All I need to prove to you is that the Forbidden Zone had nothing to do with the Harbinger's disappearance. That should be clear now that you've spoken to Freminet.
But we've already uncovered that there's something wrong with the infirmary, and we've answered a bunch of questions that you threw at us. Isn't it about time that you answer our last question in return?
You make a compelling case. Do you really want to know the answer that badly?
Aber sicher doch.
Yeah, Paimon really wants to know.
Even if the truth may not be pleasant?
Yep.
Follow me.
Okay. Jetzt bin ich neugierig. Jetzt bin ich sehr, sehr neugierig.
There's a hidden door here? And a whole basement behind it? Huh. You're pretty good at hiding stuff, Risley.
Naja.
It seems you've forgotten just what kind of place the Fortress of Méropide is.
Jetzt geht's weiter runter, okay. Nicht, dass wir uns jetzt hier verlaufen aus Versehen.
Stand on the central plate.
Okay.
Wait, is there a secret mechanism or...
Whoa! Wollte gerade sagen, gleich kommt der Amboss runter.
So, this is the Forbidden Zone? Honestly, for a place so well hidden, Paimon sure doesn't see anything special.
Das ist...
What a huge door!
There are 3 such isolation gates in total. Generally speaking, I'm the only one who's allowed to go inside. Hence the name Forbidden Zone.
Mm-hmm.
Am I correct to assume you're going to run on back and tell your little Fatui friends everything?
Natürlich.
Well, Paimon wasn't thinking of keeping anything from them.
Well, I'd advise you wait until you've seen the whole truth of this place for yourself before deciding whether or not to tell
Das
them.
macht's nicht so spannend, Junge. Ich bin doch so neugierig.
Huh. So there's a switch on the side.
Stand back.
Whoa. They all just went up one by one.
Was ist in der Mitte des Raums?
Go on, have a look.
Sehr gern. Schwupps, da war das Tor weg. Dieser Raum ist ziemlich leer, was an sich schon ziemlich seltsam ist. In der Mitte des Raumes befindet sich ein Apparat, der wie eine riesige Schleuse aussieht.
I've been interested in what lies beyond that gate ever since I assumed leadership of the Fortress of Méropide. Of course, it would be unwise to recklessly open it. But it'd also be risky and negligent to simply ignore any potential danger that could be behind it.
Also weißt du, was dahinter ist oder nicht?
The readings on that dashboard have not budged since the day when I first laid eyes on this place. But over the past year, the needle has crept upwards from its original position, likely because some parameter it's been tracking has changed, if only infinitesimally. Normally, I would have ignored it, but I happened to have some free time when I noticed it, so I investigated. Any guesses what the reading could be tracking?
Die Temperatur, den Wasserdruck. Ich glaube weder noch. Wahrscheinlich eher so den Gehalt des Wassers des Urmeers oder so.
Very reasonable guesses. I've considered both of those as well. Unfortunately, our dashboard is tracking something less ordinary. The temperature should vary with weather and climate changes, so for something that rarely shifts, the water pressure is more likely. We ran a few tests to increase the pressure from the outside, but the readings didn't change at all. Later on, a few more possibilities occurred to me, such as a potential connection with the primordial sea. I began to make a few preparations based on that hypothesis.
Okay.
Over the past few days, the needle has moved again. With that, and the symptoms that Freminet displayed after leaving the fortress, I can now confidently conclude that the readings represent the concentration of primordial seawater in the seawater nearby.
The concentration of primordial seawater?
And that is precisely the problem. We're at the bottom of the sea, and now we're surrounded by toxic seawater. Somehow, primordial seawater got mixed in, and the concentration is steadily rising.
Das Wasser des Urmeers tritt kontinuierlich ins Meer?
Yes, that's very likely.
But forget about the two of us. Not even Novelette knows where the primordial sea could be, much less where we could find and plug a leak. Oh.
Oh!
Seems like you've figured it out. I believe the primordial sea lies directly beneath this sluice gate. For some reason, the primordial seawater levels have risen significantly, and it's now very close to us.
Das klingt dezent gefährlich.
The indicators are now red. Although the gate still stands, some primordial seawater has already leaked out and mixed into the sea around us. If this continues, soon it will no longer be able to hold back the primordial sea at all.
Wenn diese Schleuse geöffnet wird, ist Fontaine im Untergang geweiht.
Yeah, you know what the legends say. If this place falls, then everyone in Fontaine will be turned into puddles in the span of a night.
Ja, und jetzt wissen wir auch wieso.
But that's just too weird! Why would the Fortress of Méropide be built right above a sluice gate for the primordial sea? Who built this place anyway?
Naja, um das Zeug zurückzuhalten, würde ich mal
Your
sagen.
expression tells me you think this might be part of a vast, complicated conspiracy. To be honest, you might find the actual answer may be exceedingly boring. It's just that the secret of the Forbidden Zone had been long forgotten by the nation before I rediscovered it with my research. There's no single founder of the Fortress of Méropide in any traditional sense. What we know about its history has been left to us by the people who used to live here.
Okay, also sie haben einfach dieses Bauwerk okkupiert und in ein Gefängnis umgewandelt. Und eigentlich rettet es ihnen kontinuierlich den Hintern. Gut zu wissen.
When the previous Hydro Archon Egeria ruled the land, all convicted criminals from Fontaine were exiled. The people drove the criminals away like a wolf pack chasing away the banished. The criminals received no sympathy of any kind from the people. They were exiled to the desolate seaside, where they experienced only pain, struggle, and the bone-chilling cold. Some of them began to repent and prayed to the Hydro Archon, asking if there was still anything they could do. The Hydro Archon took pity on them and said, "You may go guard my secret, deep underneath the waves." And so, leaning on the power of the Hydro Archon, they gathered underneath the sea and began to build a fortress. They became a community down there in the deeps, and over the years helped it to grow.
Aber keiner hat sich gemerkt, wofür das alles hier gut ist. Wundervoll. Da hat der Hydro-Archon ja auf die falschen Leute gesetzt.
As the number of exiles increased, more and more people joined the community. When the first group of exiles died, they left the yet unfinished fortress to their successors. The Hydro Archon continued to lend her support, allowing the fortress and what it stood for to continue growing ever larger. Before long, this dark underwater fortress became the sinner's only home.
Ist ja alles super gelaufen hier.
And with that, the people here stopped referring to the fortress as a prison. They saw themselves as repenting sinners who would regain their freedom once they had sufficiently redeemed themselves. But as time went on, people also realized that the fortress was a lonely place. Once they had gotten used to life here, they could no longer feel comfortable living in the overworld. Once they had finished serving their sentences, some people left and some others chose to stay. They'd find some idle position and let their withered souls fade away with the ancient secrets of the past.
Oh, also weiß immer noch keiner so recht.
After many, many centuries, few people still remember the reason for the fortress's founding. Now they just see it as an integral pillar of Fontainian society, as the place where criminals deserve to be sent.
Wo eine unheimliche rote Uhr tickt. Okay.
Now and again, researchers manage to break one law or another and live out their days in the fortress. I learned all this from an elderly historian. Everyone else just thought he'd made it all up.
But now you know every part of that history is true.
Indeed. It's just as the prophecy says. If this gate fails, then everyone will be dissolved into the sea.
Hältst du die Prophezeiung für bare Mora?
To be frank, not really. But sadly, that hasn't stopped this prophecy from proving all too accurate. Prophecies are troublesome things. Just hearing one will create the first wave of panic. Seeing signs of it will bring about the second, and actually witnessing it in real time, the third.
Was gedenkst du als Herr des Fort Méropide zu unternehmen?
Let's go somewhere else. I want to show you something.
Noch was? Reicht das nicht schon? Ich finde das irgendwie schon gruselig genug.
This is it.
Your Grace, perfect timing. The results from our last round of experiments
Ach, ihr beiden, euch kenne ich doch.
Wait, Jurier, he's not alone.
Huh? Lorvine and Jurier?
No need to panic, you two. I've already told them about our plan.
What? After you warned us not to tell a single soul about any of this?
I'm skeptical as well. Are you sure they are trustworthy?
Wir sind total trustworthy.
The results speak for themselves, don't they? These two may already know more than you could ever imagine.
Weil wir voll schlau sind.
All right then, if Your Grace insists.
They seem harmless enough, so I'll trust them for now.
Well, how about some reintroductions? This is Jurier, one of the highest-ranked researchers from the Fontaine Research Institute. He used to work under Edwin. I trust that you've heard of Edwin?
Ja?
Good. Saves me a bit of time explaining. Edwin's main areas of research were archaeum and gravimeters. As his assistant, Jurier is quite familiar with them as well.
Weil ich kann mir die Namen nicht merken, das ist so ein bisschen das Problem.
You want to blow up the fortress of Méropide?
Oh ja, bang! Mit einem großen Knall.
What a lovely idea. I'm already imagining it in my head.
Gotta admit, I'm tempted as well.
Guys, focus! Focus!
Focus!
That taskmaster over there is Miss Lorvine, and is also one of my technical consultants. While Jurier used to be Edwin's assistant, she used to be Jurier's assistant.
Ooh, are they together?
War das wirklich nötig?
See, everyone keeps asking this question. Are you too sure you're not a couple and just using your work as a convenient cover?
Nein, überhaupt nicht.
Your Grace, I am not in a relationship with this man.
Nein, das glauben wir dir sofort.
If I dated her, I'd officially be madder than Edwin.
Jeez, forget I said anything then. Follow me.
Whoa,
so, jetzt
there's
aber
another
hier.
door that goes right up.
Your constant amazement makes it seem like the fortress can do anything.
But Paimon really thinks everything's super cool.
Das ist nur ein ganz normaler Raum.
Well, let's spice it up a bit. And here you go.
Was ist das?
What a huge ship?
Ist das eine Höhle? Cool.
This is also a production zone that Paimon's never seen before. What's going on?
How much do you know about Fontainian history?
Gar nichts.
Not much at all.
Well, then maybe you haven't heard the story of ancient Lemuria. To give you a quick rundown, Fontaine used to be ruled by the Lemurian dynasty. According to legend, the Lemurian king Remus came to this land after being inspired by divine revelation and found the seer Sibila, who had taken on the form of a golden bee.
Okay.
Taking the golden bee with him and riding on a huge ship, the Fortuna, he created his nation above the surging waves.
Also ich habe jetzt schon einige Götterverwandlungen gehört, aber eine goldene Biene hatte ich jetzt auch noch
He
nicht.
called his nation Lemuria and used the Fortuna to incessantly search for new tribes and islands, calling on them to join his empire.
There's a ship in this story too?
Where there's water, there'll be ships. People believe that hope can always be found at the end of a voyage.
Do you believe that too?
To a point, I think. As you've already seen, I have a whole factory's worth of labor, materials, and technology at my disposal. Certainly can't hurt to give it a try. So the moment I began to speculate that the primordial sea might lie underneath the gate, I also began this project.
Eine Arche oder wie?
Were you inspired by the legendary Fortuna?
Maybe. Fontainians need something to hold on to cope with the impending disaster.
Warum musst du es so heimlich durchführen?
Were the workers to find out the truth behind this ship, riots would destroy the fortress faster than any catastrophe.
Das stimmt.
As the fortress's administrator, I'd never make such a reckless call. All right, that's enough talking for now. I'll need another 3 cups of tea to soothe my throat. Do you have any other questions? Seems like you're good. Come on, I'll take you back.
Okay, das erklärt aber immer noch nicht, wo Tartaglia ist.
I'll leave you here for now.
Oh, thank you. So
No worries. But don't forget, it's up to you whether or not you want to share what you just saw. What you do from here on out will likely affect those 3 as well.
Er meint damit, dass meine Entscheidung darüber entscheiden wird, was Lyney und die anderen als nächstes tun. Anders gesagt, wenn ich Lyney die Wahrheit erzählen möchte, muss ich ihm klar machen, dass wir es uns im Moment nicht leisten können, zu viele Konflikte zu schaffen.
yeah, we'll put a lot of thought into it for sure.
Ja, werden wir.
Great. I look forward to what happens next.
Ja, Auftrag abgeschlossen. Das ist doch schon mal ganz nice. Der war ja relativ kurz, weil ich war ja so neugierig. Jetzt haben wir natürlich einiges gelernt. So. Eine anschleichende Katastrophe. Gerade als alles wieder in Ordnung zu sein scheint, nähert sich eine ungeahnte Katastrophe mit leisen Schritten. Ist die Frage, wie lang geht das jetzt? Wenn es nur eine halbe Stunde ist, würde ich sagen, machen wir noch. Wenn es eine ganze Stunde ist oder anderthalb? Ich bin doch so neugierig. Ach komm. Wir können auch mittendrin aufhören, wenn es zu lange dauert. Ich bin jetzt echt neugierig.
Welcome back. Do you want a cup of tea?
Natürlich.
How can you be so much like Risley, always drinking tea?
Huh. Actually, now that you mention it, I just remembered something now. While I was sedated, I could still barely hear 2 people talking next to me. They were discussing everything, from the leaves to the water and even the teacups themselves.
Must have been Risley and Sejuin.
Yeah, I heard 1 male voice and 1 female, so it should have been the 2 of them.
I really can't make sense of this place.
So, Traveler, Paimon, were you able to learn anything from Wriothesley?
Yeah, he explained everything.
So, muss ich jetzt wählen, ob wir es ihnen erklären? Wahrscheinlich habe ich eh keine Wahl.
Very well. Then, would you mind checking your answers against my speculations?
Hast du dich erholt?
Yeah, I took the time to rest, so I'm feeling a lot more relaxed now.
Nobody else is around, and Miss Sigewin is also busy with something or other. So let's just talk here.
All right, then I'll posit my theories. I asked myself 3 questions. Firstly, why was Freminet affected by the primordial seawater? It was because he dove into the sea. My theory is, the long-lost primordial sea is probably very close to the fortress of Méropide.
Sehr gut, mein Junge. Muss ich dir nichts mehr erklären?
Whoa, he's good. He got that right on the first try.
That's our Lyney.
Secondly, Wriothesley's attitude changed dramatically during the course of our stay here. He ignored us completely at first, then suddenly roadblocked us. Why? I spent quite a long time thinking about this. If he has been monitoring the Fatui since the very beginning, he probably ignored us at first because he was hoping we could find Master Child for him. What's more, the Fortress of Méropide is not part of Fontaine's court system, nor does it report to Iudex Nervulet. Wriothesley is basically the king of a no-man's land. As long as the fortress doesn't do anything about Master Child's disappearance, Father can use it to pressure the Fontaine authorities. And while the 2 factions are pitted against each other, Wriothesley will be free to move between the parties of interest. If I had to guess, he probably has something that he's working on himself. It's likely related to the secret of the infirmary, but I just can't think of what it could be.
Ein Verständnis für das große Ganze ist erstaunlich, Lyney.
You're super smart.
Ja, super smart.
Thanks so much. Then finally, there's the last question. If Wriothesley does have a plan, what could it be? All I know for now is that his plan probably has something to do with the changing nature of the seawater. He's even gotten Clorinde to help him out. That can't be the full extent of what he's doing. There's probably a secret passageway behind the block in the infirmary, and there's something big in the fortress that most people here never get to see. He has a bargaining chip, and it could be important enough for Father to deal with him directly. I don't have enough information, so I have no idea what his chip might be. But let me guess. You have the last piece of the puzzle.
Schon? Ah ja, okay. Ich muss es nicht entscheiden.
I can't believe it.
The sea will engulf everyone. Just like the prophecy said.
Could Wriothesley have wanted to meet Father to figure out a way to deal with this crisis? If you remember, I once mentioned that Father sees the House of the Hearth as her base of operations, and she truly wants to resolve the crisis. But how could Wriothesley have known that?
Or perhaps he didn't know, and just wanted to bring Father over to his side? Which could be why he said he just wanted to negotiate.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I understand your concerns as well, Traveler. I'll figure out a way to pass this on to our father. No matter what, we're on your side. The 2 of you have already aided us far too much. We probably wouldn't be standing here right now if not for you. If you ever need anything else going forward, please come to the House of the Hearth at any time.
Juhu!
Though you may not share the sentiment, after all that we've gone through together, the 3 of us basically see you as family now.
Das klingt, als würden wir es schon abschließen, aber Tartaglia ist doch noch weg. Den müssen wir noch wiederfinden.
You have my gratitude.
Thank you for protecting Lyney when it really mattered. And thank you for sharing the secrets of the fortress with us. We didn't think you were going to do it.
Why are you being so formal all of a sudden?
Keine Ursache. Was ist das für ein Geräusch? Ich tippe mal, Paimon hat Hunger.
Paimon's hungry.
Oh, you've done so much already. Go get some food.
Alright, then we'll catch you guys another time.
Okay, jetzt gehen wir erstmal essen. Also es klingt so ein bisschen jetzt erstmal nach, ja, wir schließen jetzt erstmal ab bis zur nächsten Quest. Aber auf der anderen Seite, wir haben den Grafen noch nicht gefunden, ne? Aber das können sie natürlich auch beim nächsten Update erst reinbringen. Das könnte natürlich auch passieren. Wir haben auch noch sein Auge, ne? Wir müssen noch nach unten. So. Müssen wir, glaube ich, den Fahrstuhl nehmen.
It's time for dinner. Welfare meals now being served at the coupon cafeteria.
Juhu!
Come on, let's go pick up ours as well. Traveler and Paimon, over here.
Bin schon gespannt, wirklich, wann sie die ins Banner bringen.
And I'm taking the opportunity to prepare Miss Clorinde's dinner as well. Huh. You're right. She's actually sitting in the fortress cafeteria. What would you like to eat?
Können wir selbst wählen?
Yep, you can. I've already talked to our chef, Mr. Wolsey. It's all on me today, so you can get whatever you'd like.
Dann hätte ich gern das köstliche Gericht.
Me too. Don't forget Paimon. No problem. Just leave it to me.
Ein Milchmixgetränk. Naja.
Delicious.
Schmeckt gut. Kostenlose Mahlzeiten schmecken am besten.
Is this how it
Wie
feels
immer.
to be freeloaders? Wait a second. We did do plenty of work after
Ja, eben.
all. Feeling full yet? How's the food? Delicious.
Sehr köstlich, danke.
I'm so glad to see you all so happy. Oh, see, the expression on your face just now? The muscle here just moved. Sijuin, do you do this to help your patients or to better understand human beings? A bit of both, I suppose. I'm a Melazine, which means I'm very different from human beings. I must know what you're thinking if I want to take good care of you. You're really good at taking care of people. Even though you're so short, you still talk and act like an older sister. Really? You're reminded of an older sister? That's great to hear. Oh, and what did you mean back in Risley's office? When you said that you were protecting Lyney and his siblings as well? Oh, that. I just asked His Grace to look out for those children, especially that diver boy. I was getting a bit worried after hearing that something was wrong with the water. Thankfully, Clorinde is very strong and managed to save him in the nick of time. His Grace also sealed the pipes after Clorinde left, to make sure that Lyney wouldn't impulsively chase after his brother.
Danach hat er geschlossen, okay.
Although
Nicht
the path
vorher.
was
Haben wir ja
blocked, we
gesagt, er
still
hat ja keine
stationed
Probleme
some
gehabt
guards
mit dem
there to
Tor,
stop anyone
anscheinend.
from approaching. They were instructed to only open the door once Miss Clorinde had returned. Oh, and I was keeping an eye on Mr. Lyney as well. We had to press him, but we couldn't allow him to be in any real danger. You were all super considerate and real... It's just what we do down here at the fortress. At least this has been His Grace's style for as long as he's been the leader. Oh, I really wish Monsieur Nervulette would come down here more often too. I feel like he'd like it here. With all the darkness and chaos.
Okay, wenn das sein Stil ist. Das ergibt kaum einen Sinn. Nervulette scheint eher ein Bürotyp zu sein. Ja, das habe ich auch gedacht.
You both worked very hard.
Okay. Dann gehen wir jetzt Haier machen. Einmal Bubu machen. So. Also langsam finde ich mich hier zurecht. Aber auch nur langsam.
Has happened. Paimon just feels absolutely exhausted now that she's finally relaxed. Paimon's super sleepy. Are you sleepy too?
Ja, ich bin auch schon müde. Ey, das ging ja schnell. Paimon ist buchstäblich sofort eingeschlafen.
Delicious. Paimon wants seconds for free.
Gute Nacht.
Out of my way! Get out of my way!
What happened? Why is everyone running?
Oh.
No idea, but something must have happened. Stop asking.
Oh.
Who's yelling? Paimon still wants to sleep.
Oh Gott, das wird immer spannender. Was ist das für ein Geräusch? Paimon, wach auf. Wir müssen raus und sehen, was los ist. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Was jetzt? Jetzt ist das Wasser ausgelaufen. Oder Lyney war's. Lyney war's. Lyney ist schuld.
Why is everyone running around? Hey, what are you doing?
No time to explain, mate. Goodbye.
Tschüss.
Hey, wait! What's wrong with these people? They won't even talk to us.
They're here! Yeah, there you are!
Ja, hier.
Oh, thank goodness!
Quisto and Laveroon, do you know what happened here?
We came here especially to inform you. Something seems to have gone terribly wrong just now. His Grace is telling everyone to evacuate and get out of here. Laveroon was saying you two are new here and you don't have many friends, so you might slip through the cracks. Haven't you heard all the stories like that? An evacuation is successfully completed, yet you only find out once you do a head count that 1 or 2 people are missing.
Wait, weren't you the one who brought that up? Why is it suddenly my idea?
Hey, shut up!
Okay, whatever. The point is, you should come with us.
Der Herzog meinte, wir sollten nach draußen evakuieren.
Yeah, he said to get as far away as possible, upwards and outwards.
Dann bedeutet das, dass unten etwas passiert sein muss. Das Erdgeschoss ist Fort Méropide. Dort ist die Schleuse.
Oh no, it can't be that thing!
Whoa, wait, what? What? Hey, where are you going?
Können wir nicht einfach evakuieren? Nein.
We have to go find the Duke. You two just go and get out. Go on without us.
Hey! Be careful!
Attention, please evacuate upwards and outwards, upwards and outwards. If you're already at the topmost layer, then try to move as far outwards as possible.
Gott, oh Gott, oh Gott. Mein Herz. Ach so, nach unten. Ah, ja, natürlich. Ich wollte jetzt gerade nach oben rennen, aber nach unten macht irgendwie mehr Sinn. So, ob der noch funktioniert?
They're here.
Just like I said.
What happened?
You're just in time. But be ready to run. Three, 2, 1.
This won't hold it for long. Find Neuvillette. Tell him the defenses are about to collapse.
Then what will happen to you?
Until he arrives, we're the last line of defense. The gate. How long do you think it'll hold?
That depends on us.
Wow.
Neuvillette, why are you here?
Traveler, I need you to head to the Opera House immediately.
Das auch noch.
Farina will soon be
Was
meeting
ein
with the
Stress
knave
hier.
there. You must protect Farina and make sure she doesn't spend too much time alone with her.
Okay, alles klar, den Rest erklärst du mir später.
Will do.
Ich stelle keine Fragen, ich mache einfach.
Gratitude.
Okay. Wow. Hier geht bald der halbe Staat unter. Wo muss ich denn hin? Kann ich hin teleportieren? Nee, nicht so gut. Na gut. Dann müssen wir wohl laufen. Ist auch nicht so weit mehr. Okay, alles gut.
Look! There are a ton of Fatui and Palais Mermonia people over there! The knave is probably here already. We need to hurry!
Are you two the traveler in Paimon? Monsieur Nervalet has left instructions. Please follow me.
Matze ist beim Teekränzchen Neuvelettes Vertretung. Ja, schön wär's. Ich glaube, es wird schlimmer.
Though I'm sure he's already explained, this should be a mostly cordial conversation, unlikely to give rise to violence.
Ach so, ja gut.
But it would be most appreciated if you could protect Lady Farina to the best of your abilities.
Es wird kaum zu Gewalt kommen. Ich glaube, wenn das schon betont werden muss, dann wird es garantiert zu Gewalt kommen. Wir werden alles geben.
Oh, so you two are the honored guests Miss Farina mentioned.
Of course, of course. How could they not attend a meeting such as this? I must always have 2 or more guests at my dessert table. Otherwise, the occasion would be too lonely and unbecoming of my station.
It is my pleasure to make your acquaintance, traveler. I have heard much of your accomplishments. I am the knave. One of the 11 Fatui Harbingers.
Ja, wir kennen uns daher, dass ich das Verbrechen begangen habe, deinen Kuchen wegzuessen. Das ist also Alecino, das Oberhaupt des Hauses Kamins und der Vater von Lyney und Lynette. Es scheint nicht einfach zu sein, mit ihr umzugehen. Freut mich, dich kennenzulernen.
I've already prepared seats for you. Come, sit beside me.
So, ich fürchte, so langsam funktioniert auch mein Plan mit, wir hören dann spontan auf nicht mehr. Verdammt.
Perhaps you two are unaware of how Miss Farina and I do things. You see, we actually recently agreed to get together for tea when we had the time. See this? This is a limited type of confectionery that Miss Farina simply adores. There are only 16 slices sold every day.
16 Scheiben.
Why don't you and Paimon have a taste?
Wer kennt sie nicht, die berühmten Kuchenscheiben? Sie sieht ziemlich freundlich aus, aber so einfach kann es nicht sein. Alecino ist jemand, mit dem man rechnen muss. Ich sollte besser umsichtig mit ihr umgehen.
Traveler, what do you think of this cake?
Ich habe noch kein Stück gehabt. Aber ziemlich lecker. Ich denke, Paimon stimmt auch zu.
That's good to hear. So what Child said was on the mark after all. You do share a taste in desserts with Farina and I.
Gut, dass der so genau über uns Bescheid weiß. Nein, es gibt keinen Grund für Tartaglia, ihr so etwas zu sagen.
I wonder how he's doing nowadays. You must have heard, right? He's suddenly gone missing. I'm really worried about his safety, you know. Here's to hoping that he's an excellent swimmer.
Ich glaube an seine Fähigkeit.
Since we're talking about him, I feel like I should add something. His martial prowess really looked certainly pretty impressive, yeah.
Farina sieht ziemlich nervös aus. Zwischen ihr und Alecino muss etwas nicht stimmen.
Oh, so you're also familiar with his aptitude for fighting, Miss Farina. Oh, right. I almost forgot. Child was subdued by Udex Neuvillette right in front of you.
Aber mit der Kanalpunkte-Belohnung schaffst du es noch in diesem Stream. Verdammt, die habe ich ganz vergessen. Noch interessanter ist es ja, dass wir so gesehen ein Geheimnisträger sind von Sumeru. Ja, das stimmt. Wegen der niederen und höheren Kusanali, wie auch immer. Ja. Aber es ist auch an anderen Stellen, glaube ich. Lass mich überlegen. Ich glaube, es ist auch an anderen Stellen so.
Against ordinary people, my colleague would never be on the back foot. But alas, he just never imagined he'd run into such a person. I must express my admiration for Monsieur Neuvillette.
Über seinen Aufenthaltsort habe ich einige Informationen gefunden.
Coming from you, that's not surprising at all.
But I thought you would be happier to hear the news.
Of course, but it's still a bit of a shame. You see, I would have been far happier had I received this news somewhat earlier. As you well know, a long time has passed since Child disappeared.
Well, in any case, there's no need to worry. We know for sure that Child is still alive.
Paimon gerade nicht der Moment, glaube ich.
Oh, and just how do you know that?
Because we found evidence that proved he left the Fortress of Méropide.
Paimon, halt den Mund!
And where did he go after leaving the fortress?
Well...
Oh nein, Paimons Aussage hat uns in eine schlechte Lage gebracht. Ja?
The Fortress of Méropide lies deep beneath the waves. Unless he pranced right out of the main gate, he must have had to swim for it. Do you have any proof that he surfaced safely?
Nein, haben wir keine. Es gibt aber auch keine Beweise dafür, dass er verletzt oder getötet wurde.
That is good news at least. His sister Tonya sent a letter to Fontaine not too long ago. Since he was unfortunately
Stimmt, er hat eine
unavailable,
Schwester.
I picked it up on his behalf.
Stimmt, des Wanderers wahre Geschichte. Ja, das stimmt, die kennen wir auch.
Do you have any idea how he usually writes back to his family? Dear Tonya, your letter made me feel like we were still enjoying our time in Snezhnaya together. I'm currently admiring the scenery on the streets in front of the opera house. Is it...
Sie übt immer wieder Druck aus. Ich bin mir nicht sicher, ob ich sie überzeugen kann, aber zumindest kann ich versuchen, ihre Aufmerksamkeit von Furina auf mich zu lenken. Ja, ich denke, es ist gut, so zu schreiben.
All letters tend to follow the same few formats anyway, right? As long as the contents are accurate, it doesn't matter so much how it's written or how it's worded.
Wenn er plötzlich anders schreibt, wäre das verdächtig.
Hold on. The water in the teacup is shaking.
Oh Gott, was geht jetzt schon wieder?
I suppose this is also a sign of things to come.
I don't quite understand what you're trying to say.
Have we entered into the next stage of the prophecy?
Oh, die weiß Bescheid.
My thanks to you both. I will take it from here.
Jetzt kommt Badass Neuvillette.
Sure you don't need a hand?
Quite sure.
Wow. So, what's your secret, huh? Let me guess. Nah, who knows? Maybe it's just your sense of responsibility.
Sounds about right.
Oh Mann, ey.
A day may come when the prophecy is fulfilled, and the waters burst forth. But it is not this day! This ancient power could easily obliterate an entire race. A tsunami of fury would unleash endless catastrophe. The sentence is too severe. Forgive me for overruling it.
Ich sag euch, der ist der Hydroarchon. Ich hab's doch die ganze Zeit gesagt.
Seems like the problem inside has been suppressed.
Let me guess. We're safe for now.
Indeed. But only for now.
I win this bet. You owe me a present.
Ein Geschenk.
Very well. It was indeed just as you said.
You made a bet?
We made a bet on the size of your entourage. Clorinde thought you wouldn't come down by yourself.
I figured you would have at least brought a few people along for appearance's sake. It appears I underestimated just how confidential the mission was.
Shouldn't you have gotten used to confidential missions by now? That's just how the courts operate.
Nee, verrat's nicht. Es ist spannend.
So what gift must the loser give? Tea?
Jetzt hört doch auf mit eurem Tee.
He already has tons of tea in his office. I'm thinking about a set of legal codices.
That wouldn't happen to be a dig at my lack of legal awareness, would it?
Well, I'm sure His Grace doesn't consider the fortress to be outside the law.
I was under the impression the residents of a place like this would be uninterested in the legal codices.
That was obviously a joke. Anyway, you've still got some unfinished business to attend to in the overworld, correct?
No need to stay here if you have a pressing matter. We all know you can't leave Palais Marmonia for long.
Thank you. I hope everything went smoothly with the Fatui Harbinger.
Wartet ihr auf 4.2, da die Archon-Quest schon fertig ist, ja. Und ich strauchel hier, weil ich noch 1000 Weltenquesten fertig machen muss. Weltenquests. Mensch. Weltenquests fertig questen muss.
I must say, we've spent long enough playing house. Miss Farina, as the Hydro Archon, I am sure you understand the exact meaning of the phenomenon we just witnessed. Or should I say, that's what I originally thought. But looking at your expression, was I wrong?
Ich sag
And
doch die
you
ganze Zeit.
haven't a clue?
Ich sag doch die ganze Zeit, die ist nicht der Hydro-Archon. Das ist er.
What are you trying to say?
At this point, I don't think there's any more need to speak as diplomatic representatives. Allow me to speak to you now as just a Fontainian. You know the prophecy by heart, and also that every part of it is being proven true. Yet, here you are relaxing, drinking tea, and eating desserts as if it's all nothing more than a few stray bugs in your garden. Do you really think that's acceptable? The prophecy's hanging above our necks like a guillotine. Every faction is looking for a way to either avert the disaster or save their own. Even the orphans of the House of the Hearth have devoted everything to saving their homeland. But you? It beggars belief just how nonchalant and carefree you have been. From the very beginning, you, the god Focalor, you have utterly failed to take action.
You're wrong. I've never ignored the prophecy, nor have I just been passing the time in self-indulgence. Retract your accusation and stop doubting the wisdom of the gods with such absurd conjectures.
Oder es sind Geschwister. So ein Geschwister-Archon. Die teilen sich das. Ich meine, wenn es schon Vorgänger und Nachfolger gibt, dann können es doch auch Geschwister geben.
I am not alone in my doubts, you know. All the children of Fontaine may be harboring the exact same thoughts right now. Oh, great Hydro Archon. How are you going to save them? Save us? How are the people you've sworn to protect
Kann nur
supposed
leider
to
jetzt
survive
wirklich
in a
nicht
land
Pause machen
that
und
will soon
aufhören?
disappear beneath the waves?
I have my ways, and I've been working on them for all this time. Even if you look down upon me, you have no right to judge me. Fontaine will be saved. Even if I still cannot see the true future right now, As long as I continue on as I am, I will be able to hold my head up high.
Furina verhält sich anders als sonst. Sie weist die Anschuldigung von Alecino ernsthaft zurück. Sie meint es ernst und macht diesmal nicht irgendwelche Show.
Then I ask you, Miss Furina, just what have you been working on? Where can we see it and what is it doing to help?
Nichts getan oder kann sie es nicht sagen? Gerade eben war sie noch so überzeugt und zuversichtlich, aber jetzt ließ sie plötzlich die Luft aus ihr heraus wie ein zerplatzter Ballon.
My machinations are just like the prophecy itself. They will only reveal themselves at the fated time.
I see. As a god, the proof of your labor always lies beyond prying mortal eyes. Allow me to be so bold as to ask another way. Would it be possible for you to tell us the parts of your plan that are not confidential? Such as your emergency response plan for the impending disaster?
An emergency response.
Oh, that look in your eyes. Have you not even prepared one of those?
The emergency response plan is also strictly confidential.
Then allow me to jog your memory. Miss Furina, what is the purpose of your oratrice mécanique d'analyse cardinal? And what do you plan to do with the massive amounts of indemnitium that has accumulated over the years?
The oratrice? It's just like it appears to be.
So you also have no idea. If I'm not mistaken, someone's using it to prepare for something. But unfortunately, it would seem that someone is not you, Miss
Sag
Farina.
es doch die ganze Zeit, schon von Anfang an.
I first caught wind of this when Lyney tried to investigate the oratrice in the opera house.
Und jetzt liege ich trotzdem komplett falsch.
Even just getting close to the core contaminated him with an extremely large amount of indemnitium. But even if that had nothing to do with you, then what could you possibly be working on, oh great Hydro Archon? Oh, right. I almost forgot. Udex Nouvillette is not at the tea party with us today. Miss Farina, I suppose you must have ordered him away to take care of some troublesome business.
Yes, that's exactly right. Please keep it a
Ja,
secret for me.
zufällig liegst du richtig.
Of course I will. Although, I must say, Miss Farina, you seem quite insecure without the Udex by your side. Oh, very well. Let's stop that conversation here. There are still a few slices of cake left.
Das sind alle Themen, über die ich nicht mitsprechen kann. Ich weiß nicht einmal, was Neuvillette's Aufgabe ist. Ist er hinuntergegangen, um sich mit dem wogenden Urmeer unterhalb vom Fort Méropide auseinanderzusetzen? Aber kann er es wirklich alleine bewältigen? Und hat Furina die Wahrheit gesagt?
Traveler, I heard that you were recently commissioned to handle a few matters on behalf of the Udex. Why don't you take an extra slice of cake? Those who work hard deserve gratitude and praise.
Der ist aber nicht vergiftet oder so, oder?
You too, Paimon.
Ich habe gerade keinen Hunger mehr.
Thank you. Paimon will take you up on that offer.
Mhm.
Oh, Paimon's super full. That cake was great.
Und jetzt schlafen alle ein.
If it's on my tea table, it must be of the highest quality. Yes, and we must thank the knave for bringing these over as well.
Ich kann nicht unterbrechen. Es war eine scheiß Idee, noch weiterzumachen.
You're welcome. I'm sure the cake also felt greatly honored to be featured at Miss Farina's table. And I was merely catering to Miss Farina's tastes, seeking a chance to chat. Oh, it is getting late. Why don't we call it a day? There are still a few matters that I need to take care of, so...
Very well. We'll end it here.
Ja, bitte macht
Mind
Schluss.
seeing me off, traveler. We could use the opportunity to discuss Child before I must be on my way.
Ich? Natürlich.
Paimon's coming too.
Jetzt könnte ich unterbrechen, aber ich fürchte, das läuft gleich automatisch weiter. Also vielleicht sollten wir es doch einfach zu Ende führen. Wäre nämlich blöd, wenn ich dann später zwischendurch noch spiele und dann läuft was automatisch los. Das ist auch irgendwie doof. Ich weiß nicht. Ich meine, ich könnte es vermeiden, indem ich jetzt wegteleportiere. Ja, ich weiß nicht. Muss ja auch mal langsam zum Ende kommen. Hatte ich erwähnt, dass ich morgen früh raus muss? Ist kein Problem. Nein. Shit. Immerhin ist Freitag. Kann ich früh Schluss machen. So, auf.
I'm glad that you were willing to come with me. Of course, Child was
Mann,
just an
ich wollte doch gar
excuse.
nicht aufhören.
I have no
Alles
interest in your
gut.
dealings with him.
That's what Paimon thought.
Was möchtest du sagen?
You lent your aid to the children of the House of the Hearth. As their father, I would like to express my gratitude.
Okay, ich hätte nicht erwartet, solche Worte von dir zu hören.
Do I look like an irresponsible father to you? The House of the Hearth is very important to me. You should know that I care deeply about my children.
Reine Vorsorge. Ich war ja später da. Ja. Hast du noch etwas anderes zu besprechen?
That was all. Formal topics should be discussed in formal settings, and informal topics in informal settings. I know you just returned from the fortress of Méropide. Relax. I have no intention of trying to get anything out of you. Lyney, Lynette, and Freminet are still there, and I trust their judgment and abilities.
They've all been working very hard and have always done all they can to fight back against anyone who tried to stop them. Especially Lyney.
You mean Wriothesley. He's a tricky one to deal with. It's unfortunate that Lyney's so eager to prove himself that he can't learn to rely on others, including me. By the way, and you can just consider this a bit of idle gossip, but what's your impression of Furina?
Sie ist nicht der Arkon.
You are outside of our disputes, and the freest person in all of Fontaine, able to move around most easily. Allow me to share my perspective with you.
And that's everything that happened during the trial. Master Child was declared guilty and immediately transported to the fortress of Méropide.
Didn't he say he was coming here on vacation? Does he not feel an ounce of shame for all the trouble he has caused?
Die können echt öfter mit diesen Standbildern arbeiten, das mag ich. Das haben sie ja auch schon gemacht, als Lyney aufgehalten wurde und so. Das finde ich eigentlich ganz nice. Es macht ein bisschen... Sie können halt mit diesen 3D-Figuren nicht alles so gut nachstellen und nachspielen. Also zumindest nicht jede Kleinigkeit, wie jetzt zum Beispiel dieser Schuss und so. Und das finde ich eigentlich nice. Es bringt ein bisschen, lockert es ein bisschen auf. Das gefällt mir.
Forget it. He did give us an opportunity.
Aha.
I will be meeting someone shortly.
Do you require help with any preparations?
No need. I will take care of it myself. I need to meet with Furina, the Hydro Archon. She is at the heart of Fontaine. But what's fascinating about her is that she often seems more like a celebrity than a working Archon.
Oh? Come over here, you little critter, you! You dare to run from me? Stop right this instant!
My goal is just to discover the location of the Gnosis. But I didn't expect the chance to approach Furina to be handed to me on a silver platter. This is so easy, it's actually making me a bit suspicious. Anything left unguarded is usually just bait. But no one will blame someone for taking the bait. After all, from the moment it was attached to the hook, the bait is meant to be sacrificed. It's just as I guessed in the second before I struck. The Hydronosis is not currently held by the Archon.
Genau, das Herz trägt sie ja nicht. Das sag ich ja.
In fact, this Archon doesn't seem like a god at all. And I sense that she's under some kind of curse.
Who are you? And what are you trying to do? Please don't kill me! I'm begging you, please!
Also ich mag diese Standbilder Finde ich sehr... können sie öfter bringen.
The fear in her pupils is genuine. So perhaps she's not bait after all. I left the scene with ease. Nobody came looking for me, and nobody could serve as a witness to my near assassination of Focalor. I suspect even Verena dares not mention this incident to anyone. Not long after, my informants confirmed what I had guessed. After returning to her quarters, Verena quietly cried alone.
Die
She was so scared
Tränte.
that she could not sleep that night, nor could she even bring herself to eat her cake. There's no doubt that there's something wrong with her. I began to entertain the possibility that she is not the true
wusste
Hydro
es.
Archon. Perhaps Iudex Neuvillette is actually the genuine article.
Es war absolut mein erster Eindruck, meine erste Idee, als ich sie gesehen habe. Unfassbar. Das Artbook ist, by the way, großartig. Das freut mich für dich. Jetzt muss ich es mir auch besorgen. Habe ich auf der letzten Con überhaupt danach geschaut? Nee, ich glaube nicht. Ich habe kurz nach Artbooks geschaut, aber nicht nach dem Genshin Artbook. Hätte ich vielleicht mal die Augen aufhalten sollen.
I have to find the Gnosis. If the Neuvillette hypothesis is correct, he is probably in possession of it.
Yes, Father.
My dear children, please speak.
News from the fortress of Méropide. Master Child has gone missing. On top of that, the contacts and guards we bribed at the fortress have all gone quiet as well.
Probably the handiwork of that Wriothesley.
I'm afraid so.
This is a good opportunity. The value of a harbinger is much higher than most would imagine. We now have an excuse to exert diplomatic pressure on the Fontaine authorities. Set up a meeting for me. I would like to meet the Hydro Archon and Iudex Neuvillette. Oh, and I have an additional mission for you three.
Yes, Father.
Tartaglia's disappearance was not a part of my plan, but I can use it to make a breakthrough. With this as my excuse, I can ask for an official audience and continue my investigation of Verena and Iudex Neuvillette. The initiative belongs to the House of the Hearth. My wish to investigate the fortress of Méropide will be a front. Lyney and his group will be responsible for the actual intelligence gathering.
Ich wusste es von Anfang an.
You should know the rest. Lyney's group is quite close to you, so they wouldn't have hidden anything from you.
You attacked the Hydro Archon?
It wouldn't mean anything, even if you shouted it from the rooftops. After all, even Verena herself is still pretending that nothing of that sort ever happened.
Alright then.
I've now had 2 chances to enjoy tea with Verena. I have to say, the leadership of Fontaine is even more inscrutable than I had imagined. I once surmised that Iudex Neuvillette must be the Hydro Archon.
Okay.
No, that doesn't seem right to me either.
Aber er hat schon ganz schön Kräfte, ne? Also ich sag euch, also das sind Geschwister oder sowas. Das ist irgendwie ein Double Hydro Archon.
I
Wie
am
bist
a
du zum Schluss
servant
gekommen?
of Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa. Over my years of service, I've learned how a real Archon conducts and carries themselves. Whether Iudex Neuvillette or Verena, neither fits the bill. It's hard to imagine either of them as the Archon.
Nur weil es nicht deiner Vorstellung entspricht. Sei mal nicht so konservativ.
Of course, that is all just how I feel. Gut feelings often do not require justification. It is, however, quite amusing to me that after all my years working in intelligence gathering, I've come to realize I am at a complete loss regarding the identity of the god of the land of my birth. Don't you think Fontaine is quite intriguing? A catastrophe looms, yet many secrets have yet to rise to the surface. It looks like Fontainians will have no choice but to save themselves.
Oder sowohl Verena als auch Neuvillette sind irgendwie so Puppen. Wie halt in Inazuma. Wo der Archon ja auch quasi eine Puppe war. Und der richtige Archon sitzt da in dieser Maschine, in dieser Rechtsprechungsmaschine. Habe ich ja auch schon grob die die Theorie gehabt, dass der in dieser Maschine sitzt, weil da ist ja eine Stimme und das Herz ist nicht da. Also irgendwer muss ja das Herz haben.
Ultimately, though, one must survive in order to do anything else. Should the need arise, I would be happy to cooperate with you. You don't need to commit to anything right now, of course. I have a feeling that the situation will continue to evolve. And as your name is often connected with noble deeds, I'm sure we will work together.
Guck mal da. Neuvillette?
He certainly returned quickly. You must want to catch up with each other, so I'll leave you to him.
Neuvillette, is it over?
For now, yes. But this issue will prove quite thorny in the long term. I'm concerned that sooner or later the prophesized events will occur. Thank you for protecting Freminet.
Darf ich fragen, was da unten passiert ist?
To put it simply, I used my power to force back the primordial sea and reseal the sluice gate.
Bei uns ist die Sache so gelaufen.
So as expected, the knave has turned up the pressure on Freminet. She's trying to feel her out, though I'm still unsure as to her motives.
Darf ich dich etwas fragen?
Permission granted.
Du hast sogar die Macht, das Wasser des Urmeers zurückzudrängen. Bedeutet das, dass du eine tiefere Verbindung mit dem Hydroarchon hast?
Whoa. It can't be that you're the real Hydroarchon, right? But that's just a speculation on our part, though. You can't tell us? Then that's okay. We can talk about something else. We won't try to force you.
Ihr seid ziemlich seltsam.
Fontainer's super strange.
If by the phrase "you guys" you are referring to Freminet and I, then although I'm not sure just what you are trying to imply, I must clarify that I do not share her positions on a multitude of topics.
Ist es dir gelungen, diejenigen zu schützen, die geschützt werden sollten?
I believe so. The fortress has a long and complex history. It has seen much grief and suffering. And now, another catastrophe will soon be upon us. I mourn this turn of events.
Huh? Why is it raining all of a sudden?
Plötzlich wird der klare Himmel bewölkt. Der Regen beginnt zu fallen und wird immer stärker. Der Nieselregen verwandelte sich bald in einen Wolkenbruch. Und kurz zuvor hat Neuvillette seiner Trauer Ausdruck verliehen. Das erinnert mich an dieses Kinderlied und an das, was Freminet sagt. Es heißt, dass einmal ein Hydrodrache in Fontaine gelebt hat. Jedes Mal, wenn er weint, verdunkelt sich der Himmel und es fängt an zu regnen. Neuvillette, bist du etwa?
You may be closer to the truth than you think.
Vielleicht wie du denkst. Okay. Würde auch passen, ja.
Oh? And what are you thinking?
Er ist der Hydrodrache.
The dragon of...
Ja.
What? Huh?
Please do not be so surprised. Freminet?
Okay.
Neuvillette, are you listening?
My apologies.
We were just guessing randomly. We didn't guess right, did we? You're not actually the dragon sovereign of water, right? Well, if you don't want to confirm or deny...
You guessed correctly. I sincerely hope you'll be able to keep this a secret for me.
Right, of course. We'll definitely help you keep it a secret.
Okay, er ist also nicht der Hydroarchon in Wahrheit, er ist der Hydrodrache. Aber Freminet ist nicht der Hydroarchon.
There's still something Paimon wants to ask you, though.
Please, go ahead.
Well, if you are the dragon sovereign of water, and you were able to force back the primordial sea from the fortress, then since Fontaine's prophecy is all about seawater, couldn't you just use your power to solve the crisis?
Das ist eine sehr gute Frage, Paimon.
None of the currently living dragon sovereigns in the world, myself included, possess our full dragonhood. They say that when the first usurper arrived on Tivat, they seized a part of the dragon's power. Today, that stolen power is the basis of the Archon's authorities.
There are 7 elemental archons and 7 matching dragon sovereigns.
The dragon sovereign of water who lived through that era perished a long time ago. As their successor, I know far less of that part of our ancient history. In any case, I believe I will not be able to do much unless the Archon disappears and returns their elemental authority to me.
Der Archon muss verschwinden, damit er seine elementare Berechtigung wieder bekommt.
Given the status quo, however, I would recommend finding another way to deal with the prophecy.
Oh, so even you can't solve it.
I still have some urgent matters to attend to at my office. If you have any more questions regarding ancient history, you are welcome to discuss them with me at a later time.
Ah, please go right ahead. There's a place that Paimon wants to go too. Traveler, why don't we pay another visit to the Fortress of Méropide? Paimon is a little worried.
Okay, bis später, Neuvillette.
We'll see you another time.
Take care.
Oh, okay. Noch nicht ganz fertig, aber immerhin schon wieder eine Teilquest gelöst. Bringe die wahre Identität Neuvilletts in Erfahrung. Ha, haben wir getan. So. Nun ist aber gut, es ist 12:30. Eigentlich wollte ich schon um 11 Schluss machen. Aber ich war ja zu neugierig. Kehre zum Gefängnis zurück, erfahre über die Situation der anderen. Das machen wir dann beim nächsten Mal, aber auf jeden Fall. Entweder verschwinden oder ihm das göttliche Herz geben, welches die restliche Macht von Drachen enthält. Ach so, okay. So, nun ist aber wirklich gut. Ich muss jetzt ganz schnell in die Federn. Gut, dass Freitag ist. Der ist nicht ganz so tragisch vorbei. Ja, weiß nicht. Mal gucken. So. Damit mir nicht dazwischen quatscht. So, liebe Leute, nächster Stream, Dienstag, 20:30 Uhr höchstwahrscheinlich. Und dann spielen wir wahrscheinlich auch Hollow Knight. Wobei ich überlege, ob wir nicht vielleicht zwischendurch mal was anderes spielen, damit wir nicht die ganze Zeit Trophäenjagd Hollow Knight machen. Aber noch kommen wir ja vorwärts. Also, und ich habe schon Bock, jetzt diesen einen Boss vom letzten Mal nochmal zu versuchen. Also Dienstag 20:30 Hollow Knight und der nächste Genshin Impact Stream wahrscheinlich am Donnerstag 20:30 Uhr. Aber wie immer, ihr schaut einfach hier in den Zeitplan oder in meinen Discord-Channel. Alles verlinkt in der Info. Einfach nachschauen. Und wenn euch bis dahin langweilig werden sollte, es gibt im Moment fast täglich ein neues Let's Play zu Final Fantasy 16 oder Zelda Tears of the Kingdom auf meinem YouTube-Kanal. Der ist ebenfalls unverlinkt. So. Und nun, liebe Leute, wünsche ich euch einen schönen Abend. Schlaft gut, wacht erholt auf. Habt einen tollen Tag morgen. Es ist Freitag. Ich sagte es ja schon, es ist fast Wochenende. Erholt euch gut. Und wir sehen uns dann, wenn ihr mögt, am Dienstag wahrscheinlich. Nächste Woche auf jeden Fall irgendwann wieder. Bis dann, meine Lieben. Gute Nacht. Bis dann.